Welcome back to OtakuDaiKun. We are continuing more Fate Grand Order, Epic of Remnant, Salem. Last we left off, we're still doing that play. There's a lot of cutscene. Lots of cutscene here. Which is fine. Just takes a lot out of me to read everything in one big sweep, so I'm glad we were able to split it up a little bit. I think it's funny because the event itself... Well, that's wonderful. It begins. There we go. Your best friend! You know, some of the chapters are locked, but with my pace, I feel like I'm usually behind. Sorry, excuse me. So this is the Puritan colony of Salem. Just a moment, sir. Ooh, we finally managed to dock. You're the only cargo we're unloading here, sir. Certainly fine by me, though, since you already paid for passage. Pretty rough storm we had to sail through to get here, though. You doing all right? I'm on land now. My work is on land, where man lives and works. There is no land inhabited by man, here or anywhere, that is free of sin. Not even Eden itself. Oh, God. Yes, Salem witch trials, pseudo-singularity, for sure. Of course, fate throws in some curveballs. Professor Carter, there are people from the village who'd like to see you. They seem pretty upset. There's a good number of them, too. I see. Very well, I'll go and meet them. Pardon me for a moment, Miss Sarah. They're asking to see you, too, Your Honor. What's this all about? You have a lot to answer for, Mr. Carter. Uncle, Tituba is... Abigail, you're here too? You're here too, Tituba? Mr. Carter? Did these people bring you here? Again, what's this all about? May I remind you that Tituba is my servant. I'll thank you to mind how to treat her. Fine. Then listen to me, Mr. Carter. My daughter has been lying face down in bed, ill, all day. I know when you stopped by this morning, I told you she was tired out from last night's excitement. I thought she would be fine once she got some sleep, but I was wrong. She kept groaning and writhing, as if she was fighting off a terrible fever. I tried to give her some bread and water to help her calm down, but she refused. I was at a loss for what to do next, so I asked the Reverend to come take a look at her. But once he arrived, she seemed to be suffering more than ever. How so exactly? Well, Reverend? Yes, it seemed to me as if she was possessed by the devil himself. She cried out with a shrill, inhuman voice and tried to strangle me with such strength as no child should ever have. Her head turned 360 degrees on its axis. She started swearing at me profusely and barfing all over the room. Yeah? Tituba? Yeah. Hello? We held her down as best we could, until she finally passed out and went limp. We then went to change her sheets, and found this strange and devilish charm within the straw. According to Putnam's daughter, it was Tituba who made it. Oh my. What an evil-looking wooden figure. I'll take that as evidence. Is this true, Tituba? Did you make that? Mr. Carter... well... You've got it all wrong. This isn't Tituba's fault. Anne took it without asking. We could hear the commotion all the way inside. What's going on? It looks like most of the village is here. Is that Tituba they're interrogating in the middle of the crowd? I always knew there was something strange about you. Oh, this is dreadful. I don't suppose... Were you the one who had those Indians kill the Williamses? Stop that. The Williams girl is right there. You. You're a witch! Didn't take them long to get there, did it? That's a tool used in blasphemous curses. I suspect this woman is guilty of heresy. Who are you? The name is Matthew Hopkins. I just arrived here on a boat from Boston. As of tonight, I've been appointed Salem's head judge by order of the governor. Boston? Boston. Okay. Hey, Ma! There's a weird fucking looking cat! Who do you think you are, barging in here all... What's this? Oh my. This really is an official notice of appointment. And that of a superior judge, no less. I apologize for my rudeness. Pay it no mind. These are extraordinary circumstances. People of Salem, I first ask that you calm yourselves and regain your composure. The devil's power is at its height in the dark hours after dark. In the dark hours after dark. We must not let our fears guide our decisions. I hereby declare that this slave be taken into custody and interrogated. I will hear what she has to say in the morning. Tituba's in danger! Don't do it, Sarah. I mean, Master. Please, just stay out of it. You can't interfere here. You need to remain a bystander right now, or you'll get swept up in this as well. I mean, aren't we supposed to let history play out as it's supposed to for the most part? What do you mean? Can't you tell? It's begun. I'm glad to see you're willing to cooperate. Mr. Carter, as her owner, I'd like you to accompany her to the town's holding cells. All right, I will accompany you. Mr. Carter? Miss Masha, Miss Sarah. I'm sorry to trouble you, but could I ask you to take Abigail home for me? I know I can trust you and your troop. You proved all that in your play. Abby. This is awful. Poor Tituba. To the Carter residence. Oh my god, these freaking... Woo! Chapters are so long. The next day. Salem Day 2. That was all one day? Wow. I see. So Master went to the village in order to accompany Mr. Carter? That's right. Robin went along too to keep them safe. She said she's hoping they can determine whether that figure really is cursed or not, as part of our investigation. It looks like we'll just have to rely on Senpai for this. True. We need to be especially careful right now. How's Abigail doing? Abby hasn't left her room since last night. I tried bringing her something to eat, but she wouldn't even touch it. Neza went climbing up on the roof earlier, but I have no idea what she's got in mind. You know, ever since we got here, Neza's been acting like a cat on its last nerve. Maybe she likes kids more than she lets on. Anyway, it's hard seeing Abby so down in the dumps. Servant or not, Tituba clearly means a lot to her. Seeing Tituba thrown in jail must have shocked poor Abby. She's very different from the other children here, isn't she? There can't be many children as sensitive as her in this time period. It's especially unusual that she would be so close to a slave. I'm not so sure about that. It is simply in her nature to be kind. Anyone can be compassionate like she is. It's just a matter of actually wanting to. I agree with Sanson. Prejudice only takes root in certain environments. Abby lives a relatively wealthy life, at least by the standards of this colony. And she seems to have a very good education as well, thanks to Mr. Carter. And somehow, even after the loss she suffered, she's held on to her natural cheerfulness. I think that might be her greatest strength. But she still couldn't have done it alone. It's only because Tituba, someone else who knows her parents well, or who knew her parents well, was there beside her. It must have been a big help to have a close family friend around to talk to with her parents gone. That's why she's taking this so hard. She's afraid she's about to lose someone she loves, again. You know, when I put it that way, it kind of sounds like someone else we know, doesn't it? Huh? About that. When we went to look for Abby after she ran away yesterday, I found that... It's a reference to Phoenix, right? Huh. An extreme fear of Native Americans, huh? Yes, but it wasn't just fear, it was... I'm not sure how to put this. Loathing? Or maybe a strong fixation? Whatever it was definitely unusual. So that's also why you felt there was something different about her then. What did Master have to say about that? Medea, where were you this morning? Answer the question, Masha. Well, yesterday I was still processing it myself, and along with everything else that happened last night, I never got a good chance to tell her. I see, that may actually be for the best. What do you mean by that, Medea? I've turned the house into a magical workshop. I just finished the rite a moment ago. Are you sure that was a good idea? That seems like the kind of thing we really should have asked Mr. Carter about. Oh, don't be such a wet blanket. I had to do it if we were ever going to contact Chaldea. Regardless, that was awfully bold, especially given the circumstances. People might have seen you. Were you in your spirit form? Yes, what's more, you should all be able to use your spirit forms now too. At least within the house and its grounds. Hooray! Who says that? So it would seem. I guess you have your right to thank for this. But what exactly is going on? Now we can change into our spirit forms too, you said? That makes it sound like you already could. Well, of course. Who do you think you're talking to? I'm Medea. Hecate herself taught me magecraft. There's no point in just speculating about what might be happening here. What we need is proof. Proof that there's something strange about this whole village, magically and historically. Proof that this whole land, that Salem itself, is the real heretical version of history. As such, in order to observe it properly, I needed a workshop that I could withdraw to, somewhere isolated from any outside influence. I see. Then I trust you'll fill us in on the details once Master returns, along with why you're the only one who avoided being pseudo-incarnated. My, so direct and forceful, aren't you? Heretical history? Then does that mean this land, Salem as it is now, is actually a separate dimension created with magecraft, rather than its actual past self having been brought here unintentionally? I think so. I still can't read the rules on some of these destiny currents? Jesus. But I'm trying to identify the root of their unusual phenomena cycles. You just made all of that up. You just made that up. If it was magecraft, then someone here should have a soul that can never be fulfilled, and a will to bring about the curse that caused this. And that should lead us to the demon god pillar, yes? I believe so. I see. I don't think I've ever seen you work so hard on anything before, Medea. Me neither, but it's very encouraging, and a nice change of pace. Huh? What do you mean by... Well, we can deal with that stuff later. We already told Master and Masha about this, but Sanson and I discovered something unusual too. Yesterday we met a girl called Lavinia Whateley. She's the little albino child we ran into in the forest on our first night here. But more importantly, she comes from a family of mages. Wait, what? The Whateley house is far from the village, and its basement appears to contain a magical workshop. It has been concealed, but very roughly. We found discarded alchemy equipment strewn about nearby. We also found animal remains buried in their yard that seem to have been used for dark magic rituals. What did this underground workshop look like? Does this mean that girl's family are practicing mages? Well, I'm afraid we still don't know for sure. Neither Matahari nor I have gone inside without leaving a trace. That sort of thing is more up Robin's alley. There was nothing more we could do. Without Master's permission, we couldn't risk getting any closer. Even if we could have used our spirit forms, we couldn't know we wouldn't be walking into a trap. That's okay, just knowing that there's a magical workshop there is more than enough. We still need to be careful about how we handle this, though. You want me to say mash? You want me to say mashed potato? You feel lonely? I'm sorry, Blue Gamer. Yeah, I wish all those people who follow me on Twitch would actually, watch my Twitch streams. Maybe there's no notifications going out. I don't know how that works. If following someone even gives you notifications when they begin. Geronimo. If the people of Salem find out that the Whateleys are mages, there's no telling what they might do. Mashu, I believe you also said that Lavinia and Abby are good friends. Yes, that's what Abby told me. However, it also seems that the people here strongly dislike the Whateleys. And I don't know how much Abby knows about that, if anything. Mages, huh? That could be even worse than the clergy. Also, may I say something? I'm not sure if this is because of the rite you completed here, Medea, but... Oh, did you remember something already? Go on, tell us. Yes, I did. Yes, you are here, and I thank you. Lavinia? I don't know. Something very important, actually. Just where these cables fall there. You stupid piece of crap. No, they have the "oo" at the end. Masha! That's what they say. They'll say Masha. Matthew? I don't think they were calling her Matthew. Something very important, actually. The new judge who showed up out of nowhere last night. Matthew Hopkins, speaking of Matthew. I know him, or rather, I know of him. He is, like me, one of the most famous executioners in history. He is? Then he's not really a judge? I couldn't make heads or tails of that man. Who is he? He's... Wait, stop. Ah, good morning, Abigail. Morning, everyone. What were you all whispering about? Neza told me how Uncle is out with Miss Ringmaster right now. It's not a random U at the end of their words. It's because almost every one of their syllables is a consonant plus a vowel. So they rarely end things on a consonant. So like sh. So mash, they wouldn't do that. One of the few times they do end it with a consonant would just be N. Like Gurren Lagann or something. Like, they can actually do that. But otherwise, it's like... Danieru. She went to see how Tituba's doing, right? That's right, so please don't worry, Abby. I'm sure that Senpai and Mr. Carter will clear Tituba's name. Yeah, I guess you're right. Plus, Neza's here, too. Neza, what about her? The young girl refused porridge. I added spice. She ate. What she's trying to say is that we talked about all sorts of things while I had my porridge. And she told me that if I found any bad guys, she would beat them to a pulp. That she'd make them completely evaporate before even a drop of their blood has a chance to hit the ground. It sounded truly frightening. But I also kinda want to see it now. Bloodthirsty loli. Of course. I would be delighted. That sort of violent performance really isn't what we're going for with this troupe. Maybe I should pray to God and ask forgiveness. At any rate, we have a lot we need to discuss with Master as soon as she gets back. You mean about your plays? Yes, of course. Yeah, kanji's very difficult. Yes, like nyan. They don't have to say something like nyanu or nyanna or whatever. It's just nyan. Yes, of course. Specifically, we need to discuss the tragedy and comedy taking place right here on Salem's own stage. Huh? No. Filler, you might be right. She's Chinese, right? In Chinese, the ZH sound, does make kind of a j sound. So it's like Zhuge instead of Zhuge. So it is like Nedja. What's your favorite Fate Stay Night route? The Fate route. I love me some Arcturia. Welcome back, Senpai. Mr. Carter went out again and he took Abby with him. He said he's going to the church to speak with the Reverend. It sounds like they're all concerned about what's going on with the other children. So right now, we're the only ones here. Made a movie about it? How did your investigation go? You said you met Judge Hopkins? Would you mind telling them, Robin? No problem. You must be seriously worn out after dealing with that old fart. That bad? Why don't you have a seat in that comfy chair and try to relax, Senpai? We learned a few things too while you were out, so I'd like to make sure we're all equally caught up. Yeah, it's this weird sound. I don't think it, like, has a direct equivalent. It's kind of like... Somebody's told me it's kind of like a DRU, like a... Yeah, it's weird. But it's like Dao, you know? Not... yeah. So it's like Nedja. In fact, it doesn't say it. Wah, wah, wah. You okay? You've really come into your own as a prompter. You think so? I mean, now's not the time. Please don't forget that you have important responsibilities as a master of Chaldea, Senpai. Okay, to start, let's go over what happened with Matthew Hopkins, the judge that suddenly showed up last night. Man, I don't know what that Hopkins guy's deal is. First of all, Master, Carter, and me went to the town's holding cell to talk to Tituba. But all the guard would tell us is that she wasn't allowed any visitors. Orders from the top and all. So you weren't permitted to see her at all, then? Nope. Turns out in this case, holding cell is just a fancy way of saying underground prison. I snuck a quick peek inside the cell, and it was a real hellhole. There were rats and cockroaches everywhere, water leaking from the walls. The whole place smelled like something had died. And never mind sunlight, the only light in the whole jail were a few dim torches in the hall. Any more than a day in that dump and you'd lose your goddamn mind. What about Tituba then? Did you see her at all? Tituba's, well, she's still alive, I guess. She was curled up in a ball and freaking out somewhere fierce, or something fierce. Poor Tituba. Coward! Rescue! Simplicity itself! Why did you not? Cause I am a coward, obviously. Especially here in Salem. Stop it, Netza. Remember, Master and Robin went to clear her name, not to break her out. If we were to overstep our bounds like that, we would only end up furthering suspicion against her. I see, yes, you are right. Apologies, Robin. Thoughtless of me, that. Sure, no problem. Anyway, like I was saying, it was all Hopkins' call not to let anyone see her. Wouldn't even let her owner, Carter, in. So we decided to go talk to him directly. We found him staying in a room at the fanciest mansion in town. A ship captain by the name of Turner built it. Turns out it had a guest room specifically reserved for judges and preachers and bigwigs like that. Okay, so you went to see Hopkins directly? Did he seem to be a demon god pillar? A demon god pillar? You serious? How the hell should I know? What was I gonna do, shoot him in the face and see if he transformed? Come on. In the end, all I could do was watch Master get worn out. He was a pretty tough opponent. Being exhausted from consecutive battles is one thing, but I can't believe you're just this exhausted from talking to someone, Senpai. Maybe the magical erosion caused by the curse that Medea is concerned about is affecting Master too. What are you talking about? That's definitely important too, but first, we want to hear about what happened there. How did Mr. Carter handle the negotiations? Gonna go skating? Love you. Carter's a pretty level-headed guy, but he's also got balls of steel. Balls of steel. I don't have much of an opinion on her yet. I tend to care a lot more about a character after I do their lore. He went toe-to-toe with Hopkins the whole time. You'd never know he was just a mild-mannered professor. Abby told me Carter served during a war. Ah, a military man. That explains it. He walks just a bit gingerly. Must be an old war wound. No, didn't Nero come after King Arthur and stuff? Wait, no, the opposite. Wait. Yeah, definitely the opposite. I'm impressed you caught that, Sanson. I didn't notice at all. Carter didn't even try for an emotional appeal, or anything like that. He just said that Tituba was his own private property, and refused to budge from his claim that taking her away like this was unlawful seizure. He even said he would seek punitive damages if this resulted in any impediment to her work. Impediment to her ability to work. The constables who were there were pretty freaked when Carter said how much money he would ask for, but Hopkins didn't even blink. No, I won't be rolling for Abby. I will not. I just remember reading something about how Nero had some degree of... Yeah, Nero set up Arthur. That's what it was, kind of. Is sort of like Nero feels a bit of camaraderie with Artoria for being some degree of a successor, albeit longer for out. Why not? Because I'm saving up for other servants. I don't know which ones, but later. The cursed doll? What of it? What became of that evidence? That's where our ringmaster showed what she was made of. She kept insisting to see the figure again to determine whether there was black magic at work. But all Hopkins would say was, the devil has taken up residence in that doll, just as he has taken up residence in Tituba. One need only look at the suffering child to see the hand of the devil in all this. If we are to limit the curse's reach, we cannot have people getting near or even touching that doll. Netza says it's pronounced Nata? What? That can't be right. Yeah. Well, there's her and... Liviana? Was that her name? Yeah. Not even a rescue doll, believe it or not. Ironically, that would be the sensible move in a situation involving magecraft. But Mr. Carter wasn't having that, so he decided to speak with the Reverend, who made the diagnosis, It helps that Abby went with him. That's true. Abby's a very strong believer herself. Maybe she can get the Reverend to listen to reason. At least, I hope so. Now it's a race against time. What do you mean? Hopkins is going to try to extract confessions from his subjects. That is what he does best. Who is Hopkins? It's time you told us, Sanson. All right. From what I know, Matthew Hopkins was a British attorney. If this is indeed 1692, Hopkins would be quite elderly, yet he does not seem so. However, history tells us he died in 1647, almost half a century ago if Abigail gave us the correct date. I can only surmise that history is wrong in this. During his life, he was best known by the title of Witchfinder General. If he hates witches, is he also a religious figure? No, he is not an official inquisitor affiliated with any church. Matthew Hopkins made witch hunts his life's work. The title was, so far as we know, one he gave himself. He supported himself with the rewards he got from hunting witches. His methods were brutal, even cruel, but people went along with them. I heard that he was responsible for the execution of 300 so-called witches in England over the course of 3 years. 300 people in only 3 years? But weren't all of them innocent? Most of them, yes, I expect. What a scumbag. So he went around seeing innocent people strung up as witches just to make a buck? Did you say they were hanged? I thought witches were burned at the stake back then. The vast majority of these witch hunts resulted in hangings, especially in England. Witchcraft is considered a grave crime against the teachings of God. As such, suspected witches were tried and executed the same as other felons. Burning someone at the stake was more a form of torture than execution, and also served as a warning to anyone watching. As executions go, hanging is far more efficient and less painful. As these people are British colonists, they probably share many of the same sensibilities. Then does that mean they're going to hang Tituba? With Hopkins here, that's definitely possible. Putting Tituba in that disgusting underground prison will wear on her mind, and quickly. If an ordinary person is locked away, starved, and denied visitors, they might last a week, no, 3 days at most. 3 days. So that's what you mean by a race against time. Sanson, very knowledgeable about this. Gotta hand it to you, Prince Netza. You're way better with kids than me. So then, you were never able to examine the evidence? I took a look at it, but I couldn't tell you one way or the other. It just looked like a regular old handcrafted doll. That means I will need to examine it myself. For all your talents, Master, I don't think you'd be the best equipped to handle this sort of thing. It would be great if you could do that, but... First, tell us about this workshop ritual. Of course. I believe you already heard the general outline I gave others earlier. I'll spare you the details. In summary, I took the liberty of turning this house into my workshop. It should be quite helpful, as it seems we'll largely be staying here during our mission. I see. Indeed, as of now, the area we are investigating here is much smaller compared to past missions. Would you live to see Artoria and Nero? I mean, I don't know why Artoria and Nero would have to fight each other, but... I mean, it would be kind of cool. I'll watch anything Ufotable makes that's cool like that. Indeed, as of now, the area we are... Oh, whoops, never mind. My primary aim was to ensure I could make full use of my magecraft, but there are other benefits as well. That is, so long as we're in my workshop, we're not affected by the influence this land is having on us. You mean you can use your spirit forms again? Right, but that's only a very small part of all this. Oh? Can anyone here describe what Tituba looks like in detail? Huh? What do you mean? I know she's a mild-mannered woman with brown skin, but... well that's strange. What about the color of her eyes, her hairstyle, her build, her age? Now that you mention it, I can't remember anything like that. Oh man, I can't either. What the hell? Damn, you're right, Medea. We didn't even know we were caught in the enemy's trap. So then, something's been interfering with our awareness? Or maybe our memories? As long as we're inside the workshop, we're not subject to that interference, correct? Right, if this bounded field can so easily interfere with a servant's senses, it must be the sort that would typically require a divine spirit to create. And yet, we still can't get a firm grasp on it. It's like it slips away whenever we try. You discovered this, Medea. What do you think? Isn't it obvious? Tituba has been concealing her true appearance all along. Actually, she is the one who strikes me as odd at this point. More so than Hopkins, in fact. If anyone here has a connection to the Demon God Pillar, I bet it's her. Ideally, I would have liked to examine her after she returned here to Mr. Carter's house, but since that no longer seems to be possible, I'll just have to go examine her myself. That seems like it put you at a hell of a disadvantage. Well, I guess you're the only one who hasn't been so affected by the bounded... Yeah, by the bounded field. I guess that's why you're the Witch Queen or whatever, yeah? You know it. I'm the baddest witch of them all. No need to be shy about it. Huh. Kinda thought that might piss you off. I guess Salem agrees with you or something. I know we're already asking a lot of you, Medea, but... there's something else we need your help with. Right, what about contacting Chaldea? I've been focusing on getting the workshop done, so I haven't made any progress there yet, but I'm about to. I'd give it about a 50-50 chance of working, sadly. Master, I think this is your call. Do we focus on saving or possibly capturing Tituba? Or making contact with Chaldea? We can't just throw Tituba to the wolves. Well said, Sarah. Any master that would make a child cry, no master of mine. Anyway, there might be a whole bunch of problems we gotta solve, but it's not like we've suffered any losses ourselves so far, right? So don't get mad at me for saying this, but I don't think contacting Chaldea needs to be a priority now. Oh, you're backing me up on this, Medea? Yes, I agree. Given the circumstances, making contact with Chaldea can wait. For now, I'm going to pay Hopkins a visit. Would you mind escorting me, Ringmaster? I'd like to say that no one else needs to come along, but I doubt that will be well received. Me? I'll go along too. Anyone else want to come? Strength in numbers, right? Then I shall join you as well. I think there may be something I can do to improve the situation. That would be great. Thank you, Sanson. Okay then, in the meantime, we'll keep investigating the village. Robin, Netza, shall we? Sure thing. I guess we'll head back to the Whateley estate. Understood. Sarah, was it? I do not care how many times you ask, I will not be releasing a suspect held in custody. If she is truly innocent, then she has nothing to fear. Do not interfere with my work. You are oddly presumptuous for a band of traveling performers. Unless you have some personal reason to protest the suspect's detention. Senpai, are you sure it was a good idea to face him head-on like this? It's the quickest way for Medea to get a look. That may be true, but still. Sarah, Masha, you need to keep Hopkins talking. Make him show you the evidence he seized. Okay, here goes. Absolutely not. That evidence is crucial to this case. This is not up for discussion. Come on, isn't there anything we can do? Why are you so fixated on this object? The slave woman is already admitted to making it. That may be, but... Your Honor. And who might you be? My name is Charles Henri Sanson. I'm a member of the Sarah Company. A Frenchman, huh? You're certainly a long ways from home. Indeed, I've been wandering for a long time, but I also know a thing or two about medicine. In fact, I have treated a significant number of patients. Furthermore, I am told there are people who have fallen ill, with children among their number. So if you would please, Your Honor, I would ask permission to examine them. Well now, this is a surprise. You, a doctor? No doubt you mean to charge exorbitant prices for some potion or such. Or perhaps you are a heretic yourself. Nothing of the sort, Your Honor. For example, I can see that you suffer from joint pain. And what does that prove? The same could be said for most men my age. I'm sure the inclement weather we have been having lately doesn't help. Perhaps your aching joints have put you in a foul mood. I can also see that you enjoy your liquor, but don't care for a lot of milk in your tea. If I may, I would suggest that you refrain from drinking too much. It would also do you good to eat more fresh vegetables, rather than subsist on bread and meat. I suggest courgettes. Fuck, I don't even know how to say that, sorry, I butchered it. I mean, zucchini. I also recommend salad with parsley and apple vinegar dressing. It will help with the pain. They do say diet is the root of good health. I can't say I approve of your methods, Frenchman. Any layman could do the same. I can all but hear you shouting that you aren't like those ghouls, who think applying a few leeches entitles them to a reward. Very well, I shall grant you permission to examine the patients. However, you are not to harm or puncture their bodies in any way, nor are you permitted to administer anything brought in from outside their homes. Also, you may charge no fee. You will be paid a fixed amount per household from the village coffers. Thank you, Your Honor. That is more than enough. Whew. Whew. This is great. Now we can examine the villagers as much as we like. Plus, I think this is... sorry, I'm very... bundled up. Plus, I think this could help with our investigation, right, Senpai? That was a very you way to handle it, Sanson. I hope you don't mind my taking the liberties, Ringmaster. Hopkins, your first responsibility lies neither to the villagers nor your decrepit knees and back. It's to the health of a valuable witness, Tituba. As a fellow woman, I'm going to examine her, whether you like it or not. Give me the key to her cell, now. Medea? I'm sorry, Masha, Ringmaster. There's just something about this man I can't stand. Well now. If you've come to perform a farce, I'm afraid you are in the wrong place. And what about you? Are you really fit to serve the guardian of the law that you claim to be? Medicine is an intellectual practice, and so is the domain of men. The superstitious nonsense women espouse as healing is nothing more than witchcraft. Sexist motherfucker. Tell me, woman, are you a witch? I am wisdom itself, deep womanly wisdom. Clearly, you do not believe that women have anything useful to offer in their experience or stories. Watch your mouth. How dare you address his honor that way? Hold, these people didn't come here to enact violence. I've heard stories myself, you know, including ones about thieves who disguise themselves as traveling performers. Indeed, I see now that such a cover would be perfect for those with larcenous intent. I mean, I would play Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle more if they I would play any game if they added more fake characters, so yeah. So if she weighs the same as a duck, it means she's made of wood? And therefore, a witch! Cunning clowns win over the children, and obscenely dressed dancing girls beguile good, upstanding men. They mislead the townspeople with caricatures of bystanders and voyeurs, taking advantage of the commotion to steal from them. Yes, this man is a Lobo Chew toy. At times they even commit arson or burglary, and disappear like so much smoke. Once they leave, they never return to that town, not even caring what manner of evidence they leave behind. What a foolish, dim-witted notion. Such greedy bandits could never hope to perform a refined tragedy, nor a moving comedy. None could ever compare to King Lear or the Merchant of Venice, as I saw them in the London Globe Theatre. Damn it, Shakespeare, you're in for it when I get back. Gesundheit, you're coming down with a cold. Or did your mustache just get stuck in your nostrils? I just got a strange chill down my spine. Odd. Oh well, I'm sure it's nothing. Definitely a cold. Hypocrite. Arson and burglary are precisely what you yourself did during your witch hunts. Still, could it be that he regrets his past now? He almost seems like he's trying to make amends. I swear to you that we respect Salem's customs. It would never do anything to compromise its piety. You don't say. I will tell you now that I sent a messenger down to Boston to visit someone who knows the city well. And he reported back that no one had ever heard of a troupe calling themselves the Sarah Company. That is not in itself a significant problem. Massachusetts has not forgotten the Boston witch trial of John Goodwin from 4 years ago. 4 children began having strange seizures. As expected, an old witch was responsible for them. Indeed, the devil frequently makes use of women for his evil means. How can you be certain that this slave woman is not one of his pawns? As so, I declare that Salem must be placed on high alert. There are witches in our midst. The devil is here in Salem. There is no telling what form he may take. Does this mean you're banishing us? So you would confess your guilt by running away? Quite the opposite, Sarah. I give you permission to perform for the entire town. What? And you will perform, tonight. You will give a masterful performance that moves everyone here. And in doing so, you will demonstrate that you are truly performers. Gather as many villagers as will fit in the town hall, and give them a good show. We just did that last night. That was only a select few. This will be for the rest of the village. And if your play does not move them, I will have you arrested as bandits pretending to be performers, and investigate you all thoroughly. If we succeed, will you release Tituba from prison? That is a promise I cannot make. A crime is still a crime. But I can say that if it goes to trial, your success will leave a much better impression on the jurors. And one more thing. That woman will not be in your cast when you perform. Huh? Me? Why? Lock her in a cell as well, to ensure her compatriots do not flee in the night. You can't be serious. You were extremely rude to a judge. Be grateful I did not pass sentence on you here and now. In fact, I will put you next to Tituba, just as you wished. Hopkins! Ah, truly convincing anguish. I hope to see such pathos from your actors tonight. Medea, this is all so sudden. You want us to perform tonight? What play should we? Do not worry, I will select that for you as well. For it must be something that Salem needs, now more than ever. Back to the town hall. God, all of that was one fucking node. Oh my god. So we be fighting rulers. Anybody got an Avenger? Yes, we do. I'm gonna put Musashi in there. Woo! Okay. That should do it. Just fine. Actually, no, I want my Shiki. Ooh, Shika Shika. Where'd she go? There you are. For the good party. Pizza and wings. Yum. So we gotta put on a play to clear our names? The hell's that old man thinking? There's no reason we gotta put up with this crap. He's just gonna find something else to criticize. But Medea has been taken hostage, and Tituba is still in prison. If we were going to save them, we have to earn everyone's trust. Indeed, resorting to violence would be playing right into his hands. Easy for you to say. You get to run off somewhere else. There's nothing we can do about that, Robin. Villagers have been coming to ask for Sanson's help since they heard about his medical expertise. It's not like there's only one way to earn trust. I appreciate that, Master, and I am sorry for leaving you at a time like this. Now then, I must be off. Be careful out there, Sanson. Master, what did Hopkins say? He's got burning at the stake in mind. A stake? No, we simply need to burn it? That is not so hard. Burning at the stake, huh? Well, that's just great. Like Frenchie said, England hasn't used that method of execution in forever. Play or not, that's gonna leave a nasty impression on the villagers. He clearly wants us to impress on everyone how dangerous witches are. Still, does that mean he wants to put on a tragedy? Because I think making an example out of the witch would only cause the audience to sympathize with her. Why, thank you. How long did I start playing FGO? Since FGO came out in NA. And if we do that, we'll end up in trouble, because he'll just say it's proof we support heresy. Damn it, we don't have time to figure this shit out before we go on stage. Are there any scripts we can use, Masha? Well, technically yes, but I'm afraid it could be considered a bit, difficult? This may not be for me to say, but I honestly have no idea what Anderson was thinking when he wrote it. Hey, it's not like it's a major epic that takes several days to perform, right? Let's do it. Besides, we've all got the hang of performing after last night's play. Maybe we can ad-lib in response to the audience, too. Understood. That said, Medea isn't here tonight. We don't have time for you to memorize the script, Senpai. So I'll just have to join you all on stage myself. Wait, you serious? Are you sure, Masha? You will not freeze up? I don't know about this. Masha isn't exactly great at lying, or even hiding how she feels. Then again, maybe that would work to our advantage if she plays a bit part. Village girl or something. She'll be taking over for Medea in the lead role. I just hope she can handle it. No fair. Why are you all ganging up on me like this? If that's how it's going to be, then I'm not going to feed you your lines, even if you forget one. Damn it, Anderson! この空を焚いて輝く少年の My name is John. I am known as La Pucelle, the Maiden of Orleans. Try pretending the audience are all baguettes. 1 baguette, 2 baguettes, 3 baguettes, 5, 8, 13, 21. I can't eat that many. This is a tale of tragedy and of miracles. Our story begins with Jeanne, a girl from the village of Domremy, miraculously hearing the voice of God. Tonight you will see how Jeanne goes on to don armor, command soldiers, and ride a white horse into battle with her flag held aloft. You will see her become Saint Jeanne d'Arc, the hero who saves France. And yet, a tragic end awaits this heroine. Tonight, the Sarah Company is proud to present The Liberation of Jeanne d'Arc. We begin in France, during the middle of the 100 Years' War. Hold it, just hold it right there. That voice, who are you? Who are you? I recognize that voice. Could it be? Just hold the hell up. This isn't the damn Big Bang. Don't start all the way at the beginning. How are we gonna get through this crap tonight if you start at the freaking 100 Years' War? Are you my other self? No way, not by a damn sight. But that's probably too much for this weird play, so yeah, let's just say I am. I'm the dark side you didn't know you had, no matter how much they praise you or put you on a pedestal. In the end, they're still gonna call you a heretic and burn you as a witch for no good reason. They're gonna ship you out to Rowan and burn you like a stack of kindling. Who is, the English army? Who do you think, genius? Which means tonight's play is actually called The Burning of Jeanne d'Arc. Oh my. I certainly don't want to present a distorted view of history, but couldn't we at least show them that the French coronation ceremony? It's a wonderful thing to behold. No way! Swear to God, no damn way. Kill me first. I'd rather die than see that little twit Charles coronated.
But don't you find it incredibly moving? Everyone's hearts joining together as one, joyous words of celebration echoing through the cathedral. Ah, at last, the great Archangel Michael's prophecy has come to pass, and France has been saved. Hurrah, hurrah! Noel, Noel!
Did someone say Noel? You did, didn't you?
Another new voice. Who might you be?
Oh, for God's... Not her. Anyone but her.
It's me, Jeanne d'Arc, Alter Santa Lily. And you all know what Noel means. Christmas! Tonight, we will be performing neither liberation nor burning, but rather, the three little Jeannes.
Huh? What the actual hell? The three little Jeannes?
Oh, another version of me has shown up. That's right, and here's the story. The big bad wolves are coming. We need to band together as sisters and fortify our defenses if we're going to withstand their onslaught.
Hey, Hans, what the hell? You're ripping off the three little pigs now?
Actually, I think we're okay, since it still hasn't been published in the 17th century.
Spare us the meta crap. That's not the point here, alright?
Excuse me, but the big bad wolves are headed this way as we speak. Come on, we need to build a house. I agree. Fortifying one's defenses is very important.
Yeah, well, I'm not doing jack squat. I remember this story. I know how it ends. The wolves are just gonna eat us one at a time anyway.
We don't know that for certain. We may have been foolish enough to charge at the English army with nothing more than a few spear techniques. But if we work together, we can defend against this threat. Doesn't that sound nice? That's right. If we get eaten, at least we'll get eaten together.
Helping or hurting, Lily? Helping or hurting?
Done. Just look at our lovely new house. It's wonderful. Now we can't possibly lose.
Oh, you just had to open your mouth, didn't you? Besides, something isn't right here. We're ripping off the three little pigs, right?
So shouldn't the first house be straw?
This thing's gotta be even stronger than brick.
Where's the story supposed to go from here?
Oh, wait. Maybe that's for the best?
Big bad wolves these days breathe lots of fire, so we need to be ready for that.
What the hell kind of wolf breathes fire? Why's everything gotta be about fire with you? Guess that's kinda rich coming from me. That's a good question.
The enemy's here. Come, we must prepare for battle.
What the shit? Are you serious? That's a bunch of top-tier arsonist whack jobs.
We could not ask for worthier opponents. Come now, show us what you've got. We can do this, yes we can.
What about Lavinia?
Koe no bashite, ryote agete.
Well, that's weird. Ugh.
全ての邪悪をここに。待ってました。これは憎悪によって磨かれた我が魂の方向、ラフロンドメント・ニューヘイ。なんのくらえ。
つまらん。仰せのとおり。
Burn on the stake.
だだ。
The girl that has a max 2030? Noise. I wish I had that kind of luck with the carbs.
さあどうだ。レディーアタック。どう。
Jean, Jean, Jean. Jean, Jean, Jean. You are Jalter. You are Jalter, yeah.
くらえ。
Oh, I didn't realize you're invincible.
何時の道はすでに途絶えた。くらえ。くらえ。
How many King Arthur do I own? I know I have at least NP2 Saber Artoria.
Eh.
つまらん。
おたも。
計略だ。
なんの。どう。 オスカえ。 これは憎悪によって磨かれた我が魂の方向、ラフロンドメント・ニューヘイ。何時の道はすでに途絶えた。
物理で殴るだけの戦いじゃ。
待ってました。
これぞ
I'm not worried about that,
究極の
NP.
道。破ってみせるがいい。
なんの。
Boom. So now I got another turn. And now Musashi. Power. Power.
では。
よーし、そこ狙うからね。
Buster, Buster,
そこ
Buster.
狙うからね。
You didn't stand a chance, cutie pie.
南無天満台自在天寿。剣気にてその騎勢を断つ。我が勝負、医者な大天将。痛いです、暑いです、寒いです。あ、いた。
最上に近い勝利。
Turn her into a piggy.
戦う前に勝つくらいの負け。
Who we turning into a piggy? It's the same thing again. Oh, Jalter.
Not dead yet. See? I knew you were out of our league. They're not letting up at all. Youch, that's hot. Retreat! Retreat! Not yet. I won't run away after merely having my castle burned down. This time I shall vanquish them.
Kinda weird that she's the most bloodthirsty out of all of us, don't you think?
I love Jeanne. She's so cute and fun. Ta-da! All done. I used ecologically friendly materials, so this one should be better for the environment. Now you build a stick house? How is this an improvement? All we had material for left from building the castle. Or was material left from building the castle. So I can't really say I'm surprised. Fortunately, this will be a perfect chance to polish up my defensive noble phantasm.
Cut the crap. One of us is gonna get seriously burned here, you realize that?
Here they come.
Some fire.
They don't have anything to do with fire, right? I think we have a real shot here.
Oh, for...
They're connected to the freaking sun? That's even worse. Amaterasu!
一気火星に滅ぼしてやるぞマスター、ではでは
Ignored Ilya? Say what?
Incineration of humanity!
オセロと計略だ無駄だ
サンタとしてくらえおまがおたもなんの
Sorry. I didn't notice she put on her damn invincibility. I'm not gonna waste time on that. Hey, for some reason when I connect it to my phone with HDMI, I press open FGO and then it's like, nuh-uh, and it hides and then it comes back.
Because Jeanne is pure and beautiful. I'm not surprised by that at all. And what about Astolfo's history? I mean, I have a lore on Astolfo, which you should watch if you haven't. You can watch if you want to. You can binge this channel all night.
What do you mean Jeanne isn't pure? She's exceptionally pure.
降臨の真髄お見せしましょう。はい、待ってました。なんだ千万座の自在展示、その風情はイチャだ大転送。暑いです、寒いです。吐いた。どう？
I like the dynamic between Joan and Jalter, though. The version that's like, fuck you guys for lighting me on fire. I can't believe you did that. Now, if you mean pure as in virgin, unfortunately, the only reason she isn't a virgin is because she was raped in prison, which is fucked up. Interesting. I wonder who they're adding to the mix this time. Damn it! Didn't they teach you idiots to pull your punches at acting school or whatever? This is terrible. Retreat. We must make a temporary retreat. Strange, I don't remember the burning of Jeanne d'Arc being quite this upbeat. True, it is strange, but an enjoyable sort of strange. I didn't much care for that dark Jeanne d'Arc at first, but I find she's growing on me. There's a lot of significance in her misfortune. I couldn't agree more. It just shows what happens when one acts purely out of envy, hatred, and anger. They did an excellent job of presenting them as both a lesson and a comedy. At any rate, neither witches nor stake burnings have anything to do with the God-fearing people like us, so let's relax and enjoy the show. Do you play Fate Extra? I have played Fate Extra. Gimmicky fights, huh? We'll see. Huh? Is something wrong, Abigail? I thought I just saw Lavinia outside the town hall. Did you know? Genghis Khan? I don't know. Maybe.
She's like, I'm cute and edgy.
Well, so we're down to cloth now, huh? That about figures. Guess we're stuck between a rock and a soft place. We're done for. If these flimsy tents are the best we can build, then... Over there, I can see the last enemy troops coming into view. Wait, did you say troops? Artoria! Oh, great. The whole goddamn English army. Screw the wolves. We're talking big bad round table lions now. Ah, alas, both God and reindeer have forsaken this world. La Pucelle! I don't believe it. I recognize all of you. We're honored that you remembered us. Every one of us has fought beside you before. We have come on General Ray's orders to ensure your safety. Oh my, the General himself? We couldn't imagine not being by your side during the final decisive battle. The glory of the Maiden of Orleans' liberation shall be ours once again. La Pucelle! La Pucelle! Jean La Pucelle! Oh, fan-freaking-tastic. Now I got a bunch of meat shield dumbasses all drunk on the idea of some glorious battle nonsense.
Make-believe story this may be. I cannot let you be captured and branded a witch. General Chaldea. To be honest, I thought you would never return. I see your bad habits remain unchanged. You simply cannot help but rush alongside into battle, or headlong into battle, even before God's protection has reached you. I am forever trying to catch up to you, which is exactly why you are so beautiful. However, the battlefield demands patience if we are to emerge victorious, all the more so if the scales of victory balance upon our shoulders. Indeed, you're exactly right, General. Oh, God is with us! Blessed be the teachings of Salem.
Jill? God or no God, I thought I knew you'd show up, whether I wanted you to or not. Also, for the record, none of this crap is about Salem.
Oh, then let me ask you, my dark holy maiden, will you save our homeland? Will you save France? I shall follow you wherever you lead.
Not like this. Not like what I say is gonna change a damn thing at this point. Screw it, let's do this thing. Might as well kick some ass since we're kicking and screaming.
Now that is the Jean I know.
Merry fucking Christmas. I trust all is well with you, Lily.
It's my mentor. Having you show up like this is the best present I could have asked for.
Huh? Are you kidding me? What the hell is wrong with you people?
Now assemble into formation, quickly! Get La Pucelle's flag, lead your way.
Let it lead your way.
Yeah! That's right, I nearly forgot. What truly keeps us safe is neither walls of brick nor ramparts of stone. Our true bastion is people. It is people that are our ramparts, their unwavering faith, our bulwark. And yet, this is far easier said than done, as shown by how my own copy finds it as shown by how my own copy finds it difficult to toe that line. That is the moral I shall take from this fable. Very well then, my other selves, my fellow soldiers, the time is upon us. To the battlefield! Oh, I'm so tired.
Reindeer? Got some reindeer?
我が憎しみ、我が恨み、思い知ってもらいましょうか。いいえ、任せて。くらえ。なんの。トナカイさん、お願いします。
Check their booths. Okay, what is Santa Lily's booth? So kill the mentor first, it looks like.
Oh, come on! 任せて。なんの。くらえ。メリーアタック。待ってました。いいの。なんの。どう。メリー。
So close, goddammit.
What a waste!
Shit, why did I do that?
Don't!
私のことはいい。先へ進みなさい。
メリーアタック。
では
お 任せて。待ってました。どう？なんの？はい。おーとも。くらえ。なんの？眠たくなってきました。お、任せて。
罠だ。
Look out, it's a zombie. Please no Kratos. I don't like Kratos. How dare you poison me, you bastard! It was only a matter of time going to kill Flavor anyway. Copernicus, eh? I would like to see Odysseus. That would be cool.
俺の前に立つんじゃない。そこだ。浮世は終わりだ。先に行ってる。さあどうだ。くらえ。
Man, I would love Space Ishtar. Or so bad, guy.
任せて。なんの。切り返せ。
No, 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 no. Who said you could kill Jalter, you little shit? Who said you could do that? Who gave you permission, you bitch? Odysseus actually is confirmed? Is this true? Or is it rumor mill? Yeah, they need to put Charlemagne in.
そこだ。
That's no good. Can't have that. As much as I wanted to hold out on anyone's noble phantasm. Good thing I'm not using arts cards on Joan. Triple Buster Shelter! You have a Merlin? I do not.
これは憎悪によって磨かれた我が魂の方向。ラクロンドメントニューダメかな。くらえ。汝の道はすでに途絶えた。
これだ。
あいつ待ってました。なんの
ここまでか。
しょなんだよあいつ。やれやなんだよ。不器用は終わりだって先に喝采を我らの憎悪に喝采を。
Can I give you a Reshkigal? I can't. I don't have the power to do that. I will give you my best wishes. If you're talking about a lore of a Reshkigal, I've already done that ages ago. As for what became of the three Jeans' battle, that I leave to your imagination. Suffice to say that during the 100 Years' War, France was at its weakest, and England took advantage of the nobles' infighting to invade. Although Jeanne d'Arc's appearance succeeded at turning the tide of that battle, she ended up being used by her enemies and detested by her compatriots. Even after Jeanne was captured as a witch, King Charles VII did nothing whatsoever to help her. Despite owing his coronation to her, he likely wished to quell any rumors that might threaten his authority. And though she was their enemy, many English people wept to see such a devout figure as Jeanne come to such a tragic end. Indeed, according to official records, it was an Englishman who responded to her pleas and gave her a handmade cross. Unless you're an Apocrypha and it was a girl. For memes. This concludes tonight's performance. Thank you all for coming. It's not over yet, no, no. Hey, Merlin. Hey, Merlin.
Merlin, I know we're powered down, but hey, Merlin, I don't really care somehow. Her convulsions have stopped and her breathing has stabilized. Rest assured, madame, the worst is behind her. Oh my, are you sure? Thank you ever so much. You've saved my daughter's life. These symptoms are caused by a sudden onset of fever. It's quite common among children of her age. I'm certain it must have come as a surprise, but please don't worry. She's in no danger whatsoever. Salem's pretty cool. It's very long. Just keep an eye on her to make sure she doesn't inadvertently choke on her vomit. I will. All the Reverend did was call her name several times and give her smelling salts. I don't know how I can thank you enough. Please don't worry about it. I'm not a licensed doctor after all. But if something else comes up, I'll drop everything and do whatever I can to help. Please take care of yourselves. I can't believe we owe a debt to a Frenchman. You called those convulsions? Seeing her flailing her limbs like that, showing the whites of her eyes, it was downright terrifying. If you ask me, I'd bet the devil is still lurking somewhere inside her. Father, don't be rude. Dr. Sanson just saved our girl's life. I know that here. It's not much, but you deserve it. It's all right, good elder. I have a different arrangement in place for payment. The name's Pickman. Don't go calling me elder again. Of course, Mr. Pickman, my apologies. Our home may not be anything special to look at. We come from a good family back in England. We have enough stowed away to pay back any favors we receive, so no backtalk, just take it. If you insist, thank you. Do take care on your way home. I should get back to the hall, then again, the play must be over by now. I hope Master and the others made it to their curtain call successfully. Oh? Isn't that Lavinia? There's no turning back now. The sixth knot, the sixth door. Salem is... Abby... Wait, Mademoiselle Lavinia. I'm sorry for startling you. I'm just on my way back from treating a patient. It's late to be out on your own. Let me walk you home. I didn't know you were a doctor, or maybe an alchemist? I'm neither, actually. You told Abby I was there. But I guess no one would believe that about you now. Not after the judge gave you his approval. Then the company's performance was a success? Thank goodness. I thought I told you not to talk to me anymore. I thought I wouldn't run into you because of the play. I wanted to talk to you. I know you were snooping around my house. Don't bother, it's pointless now. It's already begun. You're seeing the flower on the water's surface and forgetting about all the rotten mud beneath it. Are you warning me? Then are you trying to help? I'm telling you outsiders to stay out of this. You'd never understand what it's like for me. You have friends you can trust. You can help other people, and you're appreciated for what you do. But I'm not even supposed to be here. Nobody needs me. What about Abigail? Don't you want to be friends with her again? Lavinia, it's clear that you care a lot about your family. That much, even I can understand. What is it that has you so unwilling to talk? Loyalty to your family? Your pride? It's a fear of losing the place where you feel you belong, then. Shut up! Shut up! Lavinia. You shouldn't go out tonight. Stay inside Abby's house. I don't know how you protected it, but if you stay in there, I'm sure you can get through this. So you know about magecraft as well. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Are you summoning the monsters?
Go in, but no more than 2 of you. Hey, what did I just say?
Oh, don't be like that. What's the harm? We're here to get you, Medea. I'm sorry it took so long. Hello, Mashu. Hello, Sarah.
This place is even worse than I'd imagined.
Oh, this? This is nothing. Never mind me. Go check Tituba's cell. Something's not right. It's so dark. I can't see Tituba in there at all.
Yeah, it's 'cause she isn't. Oh, that's weird. I was sure there were a few other people being kept here.
Maybe they were all released?
Where's Tituba? I'm not here to answer your questions. Just take your little fortune teller and get out of here.
I heard sounds coming from Tituba's cell about an hour ago. It sounded like she was being taken somewhere. They took a number of other prisoners as well. I thought they'd be done with whatever it was and come back soon.
But they've obviously not.
Wait, does that mean you were waiting until we were busy performing?
I told you, outsiders, I'm not here to answer. Then you can tell me. I believe I have a right to know.
Mr. Carter, where did you take Tituba?
To the hill, under Judge Hopkins' orders.
The hill?
What hill?
Silent Hill.
He means a hill on the north side of the village. That's where the gallows are.
Gallows?
Tituba has already been sentenced. She's been found guilty.
This is your plan the whole time, wasn't it?
Judge Hopkins is trying to prevent the devil from gaining power in Salem. Any interference will be seen as conspiring against the authorities. Are you aiding the devil? Calm yourself. This is a clear abuse of your power. The governor of Massachusetts should be consulted on this matter.
Yeah, this is tyranny.
Whoa, hang on a second there.
Don't we have more pressing things to worry about right now? That's right, we need to hurry to this hill. I'll tell Sanson and the others waiting outside.
Have someone go on ahead.
Right. Uncle, come on, we have to hurry and stop them.
Indeed. Miss Sarah, can I ask you to take Abigail along? I'm afraid I have a medical complaint that prevents me from running well.
Oh, I see. Medical complaint. No! I appreciate that fucking transition, though. Oh. Does that mean they already killed somebody? There's the hill. That must be the gallows over there. Are you alright, Abby? Where's everyone else who went on ahead? There's Netza. What about Sanson? So you came. There they are. Sanson?
Oh, Masha. I'm afraid they've already been executed. We didn't make it. Tituba is dead.
Dead? Don't look, Abby. It's better if... Tituba.
Unleash the abominations inside! Do it! Rage! Rage!
Sanson, how could you? Just like that. Is your heart a stone? Is your is your blood made of mercury? Think, poor Abigail.
I'm sorry, I couldn't think of anything else to say.
Running is definitely not my thing. I see they hanged a number of people with Tituba.
Yeah, look at the color of their faces. They've been dead for some time now.
They must have been executed more than an hour ago.
Isn't that right, Sanson?
Yes, unfortunately. That would mean it was carried out while we were still on stage.
You mean on purpose?
I'm afraid so. Hopkins, you set us up, didn't you? You never had any intention of waiting. You just wanted to make sure we wouldn't be able to interfere with the execution, am I right?
What spirits move you to speak so, woman? Some cheap malt, or your own absurd sense of justice? Either way, it's most unbecoming. I'll thank you to calm yourself and mind your manners before you speak.
Hopkins, you tricked us, didn't you?
I understand that witnessing executions can be upsetting, so I will pretend I did not hear that. I heard about your performance. It seems you did very well. Even the Reverend was pleased.
I therefore officially grant you permission to continue performing in this village. Congratulations.
I look forward to seeing your next great performance for myself, young Sarah.
Get her down. Please don't leave Tituba tied up like that. Haven't you done enough? Please don't torment her anymore. Abby, huh?
Stop, get back. Stay away from them. It is forbidden for criminals to be buried in their own town graveyard. I have ordered laborers to dig a hole for them near the foot of the hill. They are working on it as we speak. Until then, you are not to move the bodies.
No.
I see, so we were too late.
Uncle, please get Tituba down.
Indeed, my niece has the right of it. The handling of her remains is for us to decide. You have no right to speak to us like that. Mr. Carter, I understand you may not be familiar with our rules, but this is the way of our village. Burying criminals alongside our ancestors would be sacrilege to the other villagers. Please understand. Judge Hopkins! The execution has already been carried out. I have no intention of interfering with Salem custom. You call yourself a guardian of the law? People don't like to be confronted with cold, hard truth. It upsets them and makes them vulnerable. The devil himself was executed here today. Do not grieve for him. Netza's feet? What about her feet? Caring for the newly bereaved is of course very important, but being overly protective only tempts the devil further. I hope your play serves to enlighten the other villagers in that regard. This is getting us nowhere. Dunno how you talk that much with all that beard weighing your chin down. It's like you're the king of some run-down little island country or something. Whoa, easy there, gents. I'm not looking for trouble, it was just a little joke. Spare me your nonsense. It seems you have some excellent clowns in your employ, Ringmaster. Very well then. You all may be outsiders, but performers are, by their nature, given free rein to speak whatever comes to their minds. As such, I permit you to serve as jurors during your time here.
Huh?
What? Did I hear you right, Judge Hopkins? Are you out of your mind? God is always watching over us. But it seems the people of this village are obstinate, and have no interest in broadening their narrow minds. Abstinence leads to pent-up anger and frustration, and the laws of God become weapons with which to strike those whom people come to resent. In such an environment, performers like you can help to open the villagers' minds and lead them to the truth. Therefore, Sarah, if in the future there is another criminal trial, you will serve on the jury and help us hunt the devil.
Yay, except Tituba's the one we wanted to save, you crazy motherfucker. Some new world this is. It's still stuck in the Middle Ages. It's every bit as dark, close-minded, and pig-headed as what they supposedly left behind. I cannot believe they kill so coldly. Even a monster would hear its praise, cries for mercy. What is it that drives that man? The only way he could live up to his image of a bastard witch hunter. Jesus, what a loaded sentence. The only way he could live up to his image of a bastard witch hunter general
More as if he went around twirling that stupid mustache of his.
I guess it just goes to show that sometimes a hard-working imitation can exceed a lazy, genuine article.
Putting aside the question of whether it's done for good or evil means.
So what did you want to tell us, Medea? Senpai? I know a lot has happened since we got here, but currently, our most pressing obligations are to restore communications with Chaldea and find out what's impeding our perception and
figure out what's going on with the Whateleys.
Right. That's our best lead in finding the demon god pillar. Medea, would you mind picking up what you were trying to tell us before?
Right. Thanks to the extra time I had, I managed to figure out what's cutting us off from Chaldea. It's tied directly to whatever it is that's interfering with our other senses. I'll spare you the details and just get right to the conclusion. It isn't that we're being blocked from using our spirit forms. In fact, it's the opposite. We are bound by physical laws while in our spiritual form. The spiritrons that form these temporary bodies are an abnormally excited state. But we're also always being provided with just enough magical energy to maintain these bodies. Let's see, to put it another way, it's as though our mirror images gained a physical form and continued doing things in the mirror world. But those forms can never leave the mirror world, and if the mirror were to break, we'd be shattered along with it. The Jade Emperor has one such toy.
For real? I mean, at any rate. We can't contact Chaldea because our magical energy is only flowing in one direction. We're caught in a magecraft system manifesting Salem. One that's lost all sense of itself. That explains it. So it's like we're still in the middle of a ray shift. That doesn't sound very stable. Now I gotcha. So our bodies aren't as strong as they should be, because it's like we're stuck in this land. You're all, taking this surprisingly well. Hey, we know this is bad news, alright? Like, the thing we gotta worry about here most is death. Here in Salem, our spirit origins will disappear, right? Exactly, you catch on quick, Your Highness. The other hard-headed saints could learn a thing or two from you. I see. Hopefully we don't end up with more than some short-term memory loss, then. You're awfully nonchalant about that, too. More importantly. Wait, what about Senpai? How safe is she here? Is this phenomenon affecting her health, too? Don't forget that goes for you, too, Mashu. Oh, right. I'm sorry for losing my composure like that. Still, it is not only impossible to contact Chaldea, we also don't know how to return. I don't think it's unreasonable to get a bit flustered. I'm afraid Mashu is right to be worried. We're in real danger here, and all of our leads have dried up. Our goal hasn't changed. Defeat the Demon God Pillar. Senpai, you're right. Once we find the Demon God Pillar causing all this, things should turn around. May I say something? I have another question. I have been thinking, are we the only ones in a regular spirit form? Or might there be others here? Others? You mean like everyone else here in Salem? This village, always transient. I said so from the beginning. But without any way to get information from the outside world, we have no way of verifying whether that's the case. I can't believe a Demon God Pillar could be this powerful. Does this mean we're SOL when it comes to comms? Or to comm? Yeah. We haven't exhausted all our options just yet. It's possible the mage in the Whateley family knows something that could help us. I'm kinda curious to see what a local mage workshop is like, but there's something else I want to know first. Does this mean you're the only one of us who can leave this place? How about it, Miss Queen Witch? What? Robin? I'm betting you're the only one who could leave this Salem if you wanted to, am I right? What are you saying, if you're trying to start some sort of witch hunt yourself? Guess that wasn't direct enough. Alright, I'll ask you straight up. Who are you, really? Robin? Robin, what's this all about? Are you in on it too, Sanson? Matahari? Master Mashu, I'm sorry about this. Matahari was the first to notice something was amiss, so Robin and I have been keeping an eye on her. You could have filled me in, too. Again, I'm sorry, Master. We didn't want you to find out at a time when it could have been dangerous for you. Plus, we thought that sowing discord among our own ranks might be exactly what somebody wanted. Exactly, and speaking of exceptions, I'd say that you're the only abnormal one here. We've been watching you all this time, and you didn't seem to be hostile. So we decided to stay quiet and see how things played out. But then, to our surprise, you weren't able to prevent Tituba from being executed. Almost looks to me like you let her die on purpose. No, you're wrong about that. I couldn't do anything in prison with the guards always watching, and above all, I wanted to make absolutely sure that Sarah wouldn't be found guilty herself. Oh, really? Well, I can't fault you for that. Now then. Let me ask you, Master, can you compel her with your command spells? How do you even know she's a Chaldean servant? Medea, you are our enemy? A command spell? Please, don't do this. Senpai, this isn't right. Robin, you need to calm down. What if you just, order her to do, a funny little dance? Sorry, Mashu, but I'm afraid I'm completely calm here. Matahari. At first, I thought she might be a spy from the Mages Association. But there's too many things that don't add up for that to be the case. Why don't we hear what she has to say? You all sure like to run your mouths, don't you? Mr. Carter is back. They must have finished the burial. Let's pick this up back again later, everyone. Are you sure? Fine with me if that's what the ringleader wants. I'll play along, but I'll be watching you. Always. Ew. Creep. Robin, so depraved. Huh? Depraved? Abby went up to her room right after she got back. She seems better than expected, thank goodness. She behaved herself well, while I was talking to the executioner, too. She carried herself admirably, just like my late sister would have. She has been through a lot lately, but in the end, she will be that much stronger for it. As we were saying earlier, is it true that the official reason of the execution was carried out so quickly is because Tituba confessed? It is. Hard as it is to believe, Tituba confessed her sins of her own accord. She claimed she was the devil with her own eyes. So she claimed she saw the devil with her own eyes. That he spoke to her and urged her to cast aside her faith and sign a pact with him. And that when she refused, he entered her body and controlled her himself. Could that be the demon god pillar? I still can't quite believe it. She had injuries that make it clear she was whipped during her interrogation. Poor Tituba. That makes it sound like her confession was tortured out of her. Exactly. However, it didn't seem to me like the executioner or guards were lying out of malice either. If anything, they seemed deathly worried, as if they were afraid for their own lives. Could they have seen the devil themselves? Oh, I don't know about that. They could be scared of Hopkins. That would explain it. If there's something they fear more than that, maybe it's the wrath of God himself. God, Hang on just a minute. Master, something weird's going on outside. It's still a ways off, but whatever it is, it's getting closer. There was a scent. It is evil. We better go check it out right now. See ya. And yeah, some bastard whipped the waifu. Agreed. Someone's attacking us? Don't tell me it's the Indians. Mr. Carter, please stay here. Please do not leave the house under any circumstances. You need to take care of Abigail. Alright, I will go fetch my gun. So I pull out my gun! Masha and Medea, you two stay here too. Yes, Senpai. I'll make sure to keep them both safe.
certainly taking their time. Where in the world did they come from? In fact, it doesn't seem as though they mean to attack us at all. They don't even appear to be armed. The evil aura's source, the stench of death. You seem like you're doing better now that you've been able to take on your spirit form at least once, Netza. This body granted to me by the Buddha and Tai Genren. My sense of smell cannot be fooled. Whoa there, what the hell are those things? Oh man, tell me this isn't turning into a living dead kind of situation here. Man, Chaldea really screwed up their choice of servants again. Wish I could trade places with their hard-headed saint girl right about now. Are they the enemies? No, wait. Those are the prisoners who were hanged at the gallows. Wait, they're zombies? Gotta fight the zomzoms! Weird-looking creatures.
一気火星に滅ぼしてく
They
れる
look so weird.
Boom, chicka, bow, bow.
お供任せてなんの
どうか
けお供なんの引き返せるぞ
We got 3 of them now. Gotta fuck them all up.
では
よーしそこ狙うからね強敵にならないぞ
お任せ夢のように片付けようお任せ夢のように片付けよ
五輪の真髄お見せしましょ
ういいとお望みのままに
うなんだ千万台自在天神ケーキその犠牲は医者だ大天
どうか
任せて
Well, yeah, this fight is so easy right
なんの
now. The ghouls!
最上に近い勝利
Machine phone calls, yeah, that shit sucks. How many sections is Salem? We need to ride this. Ride the.
Oh, Ushi? Where are you?
Jesus, 10 or 11 and I'm on 2? Do they slow down at least a little bit? Because this is like a fucking novel. How are these things still moving? Haven't we hit them enough by now? Wait, I think they're trying to say something. Huh? You gotta be kidding me. My neck, it hurts. Damn it. Everyone's rustled cows at some point. Why am I the only one who... Oh, it hurts.
I didn't want to have that child. I was forced into it. So I took... the abortifacient? What else was I supposed to do? God. The true God resides within my heart. You are the truly wicked ones. They just disintegrated. Did we defeat them somehow? I cannot believe that the dead could speak of God. Those were corpses just now. I could have sworn they were. Their blood was cold and congealed as wet earth. Their muscles were stiff and rigid. And yet they still possessed consciousness. Did we just kill living people? Sanson, get a hold of yourself. This isn't like you. Don't tell me the incarnation has affected your mind as well. Be wary, this, not yet over. The evil aura remains. Those were gunshots. Damn it, they came from the back of the house. Did we screw up leaving Medea behind? Senpai, look! Oh. Tituba.
I would recognize those boobs anywhere, dead or alive. Oh god.
So you can see her too, Sarah. Isn't that Tituba? I could have sworn we buried her, and yet here she is, wandering about as if still awaiting her sentencing. Dunno about you, but I'm not exactly hearing 7 angels and their trumpets just now. Now that she's touched the workshop's bounded field, she's about to take on her true form. She's preparing to attack. What do we do, Master? I know Mr. Carter's here, but we're out of options. We gotta fight for your right to get revenge on the bastards for hanging her. So many ghouls. So many ghouls. So many ghouls. Gonna beat them to a pulp. That's why we got the riders. I got another subscriber. I love it. I want more subs, more love, more attention, more validation. No, just kidding. Well, it does. I want people to celebrate their fandom. And they can do so by watching my content. I am very, very blessed. In the most a-religious way I can say. See you later, Roberto. Tituba! You've got multiple health bars! You got multiple health bars? What are we gonna do about you? Did I grail Ushi? I I mean, who she deserves to be trailed, abso-friggin-lutely.
兄上には及びませんね。出直してください。
We have not yet vanquished her. Bounded field about to break. This one far stronger regrets than the other corpses. Begone, Tituba. No longer do you belong here. You really do use some interesting spells. We are both us women and casters, so I will send you to the underworld myself. Did you lose your mind again? Never mind that. Just hurry and add me to the lineup.
No! No!
Hell no. Hell no. Yeah. You provoked that.
一気火星に滅ぼしてくれよ。では。では。
Oh, Tituba. It is a shame the fuckers hung you high. I'm not even saving my grails, I'm just freaking sloppy.
待っていろ。すぐに片付ける。キイチおまかはい。壇の浦発想飛び。タッアッキーきつい。
The hell are you talking about, Loli? I'm confuzzled.
I don't get it.
徹底的にな一掃する。タッそこだ。
Heart-rending moan.
承知。了解した。タッ
罠だ。
生産終了。メイド家業も悪くはない。
Where's Astolfo? I need to level up my Astolfo. Because I bought with the Mana Prisms that new outfit. Never before has a man been so sexy. Abigail. Oh, you finally show your face. I like it. Show me more. Who the fuck are all these people? Lower your bow, Robin. That's a human, not a corpse. Damn it. Was someone hiding behind that tree? This is real bad. Someone saw us. I wouldn't mind, like, just fighting all the people. You, creepy witch. You're a witch. You're a witch. Maybe not. Isn't that Absalom? I don't believe I saw him during the play. Who is he? He lives here in Salem as well. I rarely see him out and about, but unless I am very much mistaken. That was Absalom Whateley, the head of the Whateley family, and Lavinia's grandfather. I see. So that's Salem's resident alchemist, huh? Huh? Hold up a minute. Who might you be exactly? I guess that would be the first thing you'd want to know, wouldn't it?
Well, it looks like we got another cutie.
Tituba.
Okay, God. The next day, Town Hall, Salem Day 3. We lost 4 calves in a single night. 4! I don't know how we're gonna bounce back from this. Even the calves that survived suffered terrible wounds. They'll never grow into viable cattle now. The Indians might go around attacking livestock, but they never do something like this. The wounds had to have been inflicted by huge claws or the like. It's horrible. Who did this? Who's responsible for this? Somebody! Answer me!
It's the devil, it must be. Our family graveyard has been desecrated. I steeled myself and prayed for strength to confront the beast, but just as I held up my lantern and started chanting holy verses, it fled into the night. It was very dark, but I managed to make out twisted legs, hooves, and a horrid protruding mouth.
It was like a, what do they call those, a Wendigo or whatever?
That thing couldn't possibly have been human. What's more, I saw it gnawing away madly on broken bones inside a dug-up grave. Oh God, I can hardly bring myself to say it. Surely there can be no question that was the devil's work. This is bad, Senpai. This must have all happened before those monsters came and attacked us.
I guess it's not even safe inside the village now. Order, settle down. One of our constables has a report to share with us all as well. What I have to say may shock you, but I must ask that you all remain calm. Last night, somebody dug up the bodies of the criminals who were executed yesterday. Every one of the corpses that was buried near the hill where the gallows had disappeared. Including Tituba. Cursed devil, even her. We're all done for. The disappearance of these bodies and the appearance of these monsters cannot be a coincidence. We must be even more vigilant now, but I'm afraid we can only do so much.
Did you hear that, Senpai? I know we hurried to this town meeting in order to warn everyone, but I guess we won't have to anymore.
Those can't be the last monsters we'll see here.
No, probably not. We definitely can't say for sure that the threat has passed.
Yes, Mr. Carter? Is there something you'd like to say? Well, as a matter of fact, I too saw these monsters last night. And that's not all, I believe I know what they are. They were a very close match to the ones described in the writings of a French aristocrat named Derlet. He called them ghouls.
Ghouls?
Then you say these monsters were not the devil, but a different sort of creature, like specters or ghosts? I suppose so. And that there are these strange and extraordinary creatures. They too are demons that reside in the dark corners of the world. These ghouls have a keen aversion to all living things. To sate their appetites, they slaughter their prey and feed off the corpses. Furthermore, Derlet said that these creatures were once human. Humans that turned away from God's teachings and abandoned their humanity. Thank you, Mr. Carter. This is valuable information that will certainly be useful as we discuss the matter. However, while I hesitate to even speak such blasphemous words, does this mean that the ghouls may have been dead? Have been the dead come back to life? Was there anyone you recognized among them? No. I'm afraid I can't speak to that. It was in the middle of the night, after all. Besides, according to the document I read, ghouls and the living dead are not the same thing. I managed to drive away the ghouls I saw last night, thanks to Sarah and her companions. That is why some of you may have heard gunshots and howls last night. I see, that was very brave of you. I will report all this to Judge Hopkins as well. I would also like to take this moment to urge more men to volunteer for the night watch. Those of you who are capable and willing, come with me. Master.
Hello, Sanson. Thanks for escorting the Reverend here.
Of course, I'm afraid we can't be too careful now, even here in the village.
So what's up?
The Reverend says he has a favor to ask of us. What would you like to do? We'll hear him out if something we can help him with.
You have a job request? For the Sarah Company?
Is it that strange? I thought it would be a reasonable thing to ask performers like yourselves.
Yes, of course it is. I'm sorry for being rude.
Can I ask you why? Yes, good point. I can't blame you for being taken aback. In my profession, plays, novels, and other such things are usually considered base forms of entertainment. Things that seduce good people of faith and impede my job of guiding them on the just God-fearing path. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to speak ill of your work. However, as of late, this village has seen one terrible incident after another. Children are frightened, and their parents are unable to care for them. Prayers alone will not be enough to set their faithful minds at ease. I admit that it is beyond my abilities to remedy the current crisis we face. So I was hoping that you could put on a play that would get the children to smile again.
I see, a play for children. Let's do it, Master. Come on, let's do it, please.
Okay, just stop shaking me.
I knew you would understand, Master.
Thank you. It is good to know that we're on the same page. If I may, I think the play should be something appropriate for our village. No, on second thought, I'll let you all choose what to perform. That sort of thing is well beyond my expertise. Very well, then. I will see you at the town hall later.
Oh, please wait a moment, Reverend.
Yes?
Well, you see, there's actually a member of the Sarah Company who has yet to go on stage. And I thought I should introduce you to her ahead of time.
Oh, I see. Yes, I would love to meet her. Is that her?
This is,
She's our new rising star.
You're right. You've got everything to worry about with me around. I'm Circe the Witch, the daughter of Helios, god of the sun, and descendant of Okeanos, god of the sea, and heir to the spells and wisdom of Hecate, goddess of the moon. That makes me the greatest witch ever.
A witch? Did you just say you're a witch?
That's the role she specializes in. It's all just an act. The ears and everything are just part of a costume to help her get in character. Right, that's totally what's going on here.
I see. I suppose there are a number of plays that involve witches. Macbeth comes to mind. Very well, then. I'll be sure to let the other villagers know about this addition to your troupe. In the meantime, I do hope you will put on a good play for the children. Oh, and I would appreciate it if you kept the fact that I was the one to make this request to yourselves.
I didn't want to say anything while we were talking to him, but you're really not cut out for this acting stuff, are you, Masha? I'm doing my best.
That Reverend guy's got a lot of nerve. I swear, just what is this about men of the cloth? It's that much more rich when you consider that his testimony is a big part of what got Tituba hanged. He's trying to protect the village as best he can. He may make mistakes, but I don't truly believe he's acting out of malice. Well, you ask me, nothing's worse than an idiot who throws himself into something without a thought. That doesn't mean we can just sit back and mock anyone who makes a mistake.
Hey, I'm just saying it's impossible to rein in someone when they're starting to get all self-righteous. Ooh, we've got a Joker and a Dandy hurling abuse at each other. I could get used to this. That's it, keep it up. Just make sure it doesn't get in Sarah's way. Whoa, whoa, what are you talking about? You're the main reason we're all confused here, Queenie, you know that? Guess I've got to hand it to you, though, Master. You're really taking all this in stride. Trust me, I'm as shocked as anyone. That's fair, anyway, after what I've seen these last few days, Sarah. I've got a pretty good handle on your open-mindedness and your talent as a mage. I was pretty surprised myself. I'd heard the real Medea mention her before, but I still can't believe that Circe, the famous god of Greek myth, the famous witch of Greek myth, has been with us all this time. The previous night, the Carter House, post-ghoul battle discussion. That's right. I've been posing as Medea. I've been posing as Medea since we ray-shifted here. I'm a servant without a master. I probably manifested as part of Da Vinci's summoning experiments. I was so confused when I initially manifested, and my magical energy was running really low to boot. Looking back on it, the summoning system probably didn't give me sufficient knowledge of the times. Even with Medea there, I couldn't trust Chaldea as an institution, so I decided to flee. I snuck around looking for different ways to escape, and thought I might ask an outside master for help. But when I learned there was nothing around Chaldea but ice and snow, my hope turned to desperation. I'm not really gifted with a ton of staying power or endurance, you know. That was about when this Salem stuff started happening, so I figured this was my chance. It didn't seem like a coincidence. Actually, it felt like something was guiding me. So you felt like you were being called here? Why did you decide to come clean to us? You really needed to ask? Because Tituba's dead. You must have all figured this out by now, right? She's a servant. Well, was, I guess. And Tituba wasn't her true name. I don't know who she was, but somebody summoned her, and was providing her with magical energy. I admit, I was only pretending to establish contact with Chaldea. I've actually been jamming it this whole time. I didn't want them telling you that I wasn't who I said I was. It does not seem to have stopped some of the servants here from realizing it. Medea will be furious, her retaliation swift and terrible. Eventually, I stopped jamming the communications. I mean, I even learned that this place was so cut off from everything that there was no point bothering. That's also why I needed a workshop, so I could make full use of my abilities. So basically, our fates are inextricably intertwined, Sarah. Neither of us is going anywhere until we've sorted out whatever's happening here in Salem. How do we know you don't serve the Demon God Pillar? Wow, Senpai, you sound just like a Chaldean mage. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think that's really the biggest point of concern here. At any rate, I'm afraid I don't have any way of dispelling your suspicions right now. I sense powerful energy, but only traces of evil? Damn, so you can detect bewitching powers too, Your Highness? You really do got a lot going for you. But never mind that. I wouldn't trust Queenie here as far as I could throw her. Which, I guess is pretty far, but you get the idea. For all we know, she could be a demon god pillar pretending to be a servant. I mean, we've seen some weird shit before. It's not like you even made a contract with her, right? And how about we make a limited contract now? As proof of my willingness to cooperate? I'm prepared to do that. And now it's even possible thanks to my workshop. Is it really impossible to contact Chaldea? I swear to Hecate, I can't do anything to re-establish communications until we know what's blocking them. So let's get this limited contract underway, so we can avoid trouble down the road. Come on, time's a-wasting. Slow down, give Senpai a little time to think it over. By the way, I'm curious to know, if Salem's bounded field wasn't this strong, and you could have already escaped from it, what would you have done, Circe? Well, no point in keeping secrets now, huh? My original plan was to entice you into coming with me, Sarah.
Could you at least wait until after the mission?
What? That's a specialty of mine, you know. If any servants had gotten in my way, I would have just taken them out. I see. Well, right now we have no choice but to depend on her. I guess if we had to give you just one piece of advice, Master, it'd be to remind you that we women are at our most dangerous after we've shown our hand. Just keep that in mind.
It's okay. I'm sure Circe's a good witch.
This is troubling. Circe seems to be a completely different kind of witch from Medea.
It's a witch!
Can you keep pretending to be Medea out here?
Good point. Okay, I will.
Is this what you want, Master? We'll go along with it.
Going to tell Abigail. Huh? Netza?
So, Master, about the thing we were discussing. The attack last night, right?
You mean Absalom Whateley? The alleged alchemist?
Right, as suspects go, he's pretty good. But something about this just seems off to me. What do you think, Professor Circe? Care to fill the rest of us in?
Absolutely. For starters, I'm sure you can imagine how an alchemist might double as a necromancer. After all, alchemy is about gaining control over bodies, lives, and souls. Turning lead into gold is just a happy byproduct. Anyway, at this point, the main thing you're concerned about is whether he has anything to do with the demon god pillar, right? And then there's the moving corpses. The ghouls, as Carter called them. If there's anything here I don't understand, it's them. I couldn't pick them up at all. I'm afraid it was only sheer luck that we managed to drive them off last night. There's no way I could have done it on my own. I see. So not even your workshop's defenses were enough to repel them, huh? Circe? Still, I think that Netza was fairly sensitive to them. I believe her methods are more primitive. She's more sensing hostile intent than evil.
True, it's a good thing she was here.
So if there's a chance monsters like that might attack again, shouldn't we come up with a plan, like, now? Of course, now that things have come to this, I'm wondering about Carter's background, too. Like, why would an ex-military Oriental Studies professor even know about ghouls in the first place? Is there something you want to say, Sanson? I'm afraid there's something I need to apologize to you all for. It's about the other Whateley we know, Lavinia. You're going to put on another play at the town hall? That's right. The one we did yesterday, far too dull. This one, much more fun. You do not feel up to it? Okay, if you do not. Thank you, Netza. You, Masha, Sarah, and everyone else have all been so kind to me. And I've only been thinking about myself. No one blames you. I wish I could go with Lavinia. I thought I saw her at the town hall last night. I think she must have wanted to see the play too.
Lavinia,
I've been praying for Tituba's soul to go to heaven. The heavenly realm. Not a fun place. If anything, it is restrictive, boring. Some are so disappointed with it that they end up running to hell. That sounds like the story about fallen angels. Anyway, that's silly. I'm sure that heaven is a perfectly wonderful place. Very well. Lavinia, was it? I shall bring her, promise. So please, cheer up. Huh? Mademoiselle Lavinia. This is really troublesome. Why did you bring me here against my will? And if that wasn't bad enough, Lavinia, you really came! Thank you, Netza. Thank you so much. No need for thanks. Enjoy. Now I must put on makeup. You're wrong, I didn't come because I wanted to. I just couldn't stay at home anymore. They kicked me out. Your uncle came, with the constables. He did? Yes, he said he wanted to talk to grandfather. You mean about what happened last night? Lavinia, It's terrible. What happened to Tituba? It is. If it wasn't for this village, she'd still be. Lavinia. Maybe, but this is still the village where we were born and raised. Abby, Lavinia, why don't you two have a seat over there? We're just about to begin. Come on, Sanson. You need to get ready, too.
Right.
I'm just a child. I don't...
Master, a word, please. Sorry, just checking. Someone said it froze. Maybe it just needs a refresh. What's up?
It appears something happened with the Whateley family. I don't believe it poses an immediate threat like what happened last night, but it still nags at me. So if you don't mind, I would like to go there and see what's happening for myself. Huh? You mean right now? So we have to perform without you again? Now what are we going to do? Still, I suppose that is important.
Why don't you go up on stage again then, Mashu?
Well, I do know all of the lines by heart. But if I do that, who will be the prompter? Would you and I take turns? Mashu, this play does not need a prompter. Look into the children's eyes. Listen, their hearts. Hello there, everyone. Thank you all for waiting. I see there are a number of you who have never seen a Sarah Company production before. My name is Mashu, and I'll be your narrator this evening. Later, I will also appear as an actress in the play. Today, the Sarah Company will be performing a thrilling fantasy, a beloved tale from the Eastern Kingdom of Xing. We will be performing a chapter of a grand epic called Journey to the West. Our tale begins over 1,000 years ago, when a famed Buddhist named Huangzong Sanjiang sets off westward in search of inspirational sutras. Sutras, in case you didn't know, are like the Bible for those of the Buddhist faith. And while Journey to the West may be fictional, Sanjiang was a real person. A person who crossed a distance equivalent to 3 round trips between Salem and London, and with nothing more than the unshakable faith she held in her heart. 3 round trips across the Atlantic Ocean? She really traveled that much? How did she do it? Did she go by boat? No, by foot. She walked for the vast majority of her journey. Wow, that's amazing!
I can't believe it. Is she joking?
No way, that's impossible. Nobody could walk that far in their whole life. If you devoted your life to it, you could even go around the entire planet. That's not possible. Nobody could go somewhere that's that far away. There's no way. Says the girl who I think came from space or some shit, right? Well now, who can say? After all, this did take place over 1,000 years ago. Still, one thing is certain. Huangzong faced many trials and perils during her journey. But worry not. Distinguished young guests.
Let me double check this. I always forget how to fucking pronounce that.
玄奘，玄奘，玄奘，
Oh, it's like Xuanzang. Interesting.
玄奘，
Xuanzang. Interesting. Okay.
玄奘，
Shu. Oh yeah, the X makes the shu. Shame on me, I forgot that. My bad. X is shu. Shu, and ZH is ja. So Netza and Xuanzang. She was joined by her disciples, who were capable warriors in their own right. Uh-oh. How will Xuanzang, Sanzang, and her friends ever get out of this predicament? You'll find out once we finish changing the set. Please stay right where you are. If anyone needs to use the washroom, now's your chance. I need to use the washroom. Wait. Where do you think you're going, Lavinia? The play isn't over yet, it's just getting to the good part. Is it boring you? Sanson wasn't on the stage. He must have gone off on his own. So you want to go back home? I've got a bad feeling about this. In that case, I'm going too. Take me with you. No, that's... I couldn't possibly. Didn't you really want to see this play? If I can't see it with you, Lavinia, it's going to be boring no matter what, right? Aww. But... just stay quiet. Or, just stay quiet. We need to be extra careful. Okay, I will. Okay, everyone. The intermission is over. Please get back to your seats. Wait, huh? Where did Abby and Lavinia go? Mashu, introductory remarks, go. Right, sorry. Judge Hopkins. Where are you taking this elderly gentleman?
You're the Frenchman with the Sarah Company.
Sanson, my name is Charles-Henri Sanson. I'll ask you again. Where are you taking this man? To prison? If you mean to imprison him with no further questioning or due process, as you did with Tituba, I beg you to reconsider. Your Honor, you are a representative of the Governor of Massachusetts, not a king. You're certainly bold, Frenchman. It seems you cannot help yourself from meddling. Out of our way! You dare mock his honor? You've got a big mouth on you, even for a performer. Shall we put him in his place, Your Honor? Not just yet. I didn't expect to see you here. Not you too, Mr. Carter. Sanson, you were there last night too. You know this is necessary. Absalom used black magic to animate those ghouls and have them menace the village. He is a clear and present threat. We cannot tarry in putting an end to that threat. What? I'm surprised to hear that from you, Mr. Carter. You were the one who told us about these ghouls in the first place. I took you for knowledgeable and trustworthy. I didn't think you were the one to wield authority like a bludgeon. Please don't prove to be so base in your motivations if you suspect this man of wrongdoing. He should be tried for all his alleged crimes properly, with the people of Salem serving as his jury. Surely you can agree with that, Judge Hopkins. Please, give him a fair trial. That's quite enough out of you, young whelp. There was no need for a trial. You failed to see what is truly happening here. A poison threatens to spread through this village, an evil that can cause it to rot from within. What could the painstakingly slow process of a trial accomplish against such a foe? Even as we speak, the devil is luring all manner of villainy to Salem. That is why I was sent here, to prevent riots, looting, adultery, impiety, and other such horrors. I must disagree, Your Honor. If you intend to pass judgment on your fellow man, you have all the more reason to trust in his rationality. These people are not witches. They loathe witches more than anyone. You must not plant the seeds of the devil himself. This absurd notion that witches are running rampant in Salem, in the minds of the people. Shut up! How dare you speak to His Honor like that? Uncle, what are you doing? Abigail, what are you doing here? I didn't want you to have to see this, Abigail. I'm afraid that the Whateleys are heretics. They have no place here in Salem. Uncle, this isn't like you. Why would you say such a thing? Move. Get into the cart, Whateley. Wait. Grandfather. Lavinia. You are a Whateley. God's glorious protection lies within you. But not yet. It is still not complete. I cannot depend on Mason. I doubt she is even here in Salem any longer. Find Captain Marsh, the owner of the wharf, and ask him for help. He owes our family a debt. Okay, I will. Now you're trying to pass your evil on to children? The police are searching your basement. I'm told they'll confiscate any dubiously acquired money. Suit yourselves. Randolph, you must despise me for what happened to your sister and her husband. You mean my parents? Weren't they killed by Indians? Your anger is misplaced. All I did was return them to their original proper forms. I merely opened the door to this prison. They are the ones who chose to walk through it. Enough of your nonsense! Hasn't my niece already suffered enough? Calm down, Mr. Carter. All right, Judge Hopkins. I'll take him straight to prison. Good. Curses. Even if this is all just a mirage of the past, this isn't right. Huh. Charles Henri Sanson, was it? I can see you are more than just a mouthy actor. Curious though I am, that can wait till later. Your contempt has more than earned you a sentence of your own, but I have a better use for you. The gallows were destroyed during last night's storm. Fortunately, it didn't happen during an execution. At any rate, Salem now needs men to repair and expend them. But the villagers are ill at ease around the gallows, and I wish to stay far away from them. And they wish to stay far away from them. Therefore, you will head to the hill and rebuild the gallows along with the prison guards. No, on second thought, you will do it entirely by yourself. It should be a most fitting task for a conceited, self-flagellating whelp like you, Charles Henri Sanson. What an asshole, man. Welcome back. What were you up to? Oh, right. So when are you off work? Oh. I wanted to go out to eat with you. I have an idea.
Oh, yeah, you got those noodles things, right?
Well, we got that and the Burger King.
Yeah, how much Burger King did you get?
$15.
Oh, shit. That's a lot.
For Burger King it is, yeah.
Well, you bring my laptop with me and I can just work if you're hungry.
Oh, I don't know. I need to do more of this.
Yeah, because I get to get off an extra hour today, so yeah, I'll end at 6. Another hour.
I can do that. I can do that. Oh, we're back here. Ooker splatters. Oh no! Yeah, they're hanging people. Huh. He killed my grandfather. Even my father, Noah. I'll get him for this. I swear it.
I agree with you. Come join us and let's kick his ass. History be damned.
I never thought Mr. Carter would end up helping Hopkins. I can't believe there's been another round of hangings. It's not right. Everything's all wrong. The way things are going, it's only a matter of time before the nooses end up around our necks.
You were there, right, Doc? You're telling me you couldn't do anything to stop it?
No, I couldn't.
Stop it, Robin.
They started using the gallows the moment I finished rebuilding them.
It was clearly a threat. He's warning us to stay out of his way.
Damn you, Hopkins. Are we just going to take this? Lying down, Master? Truly okay with that?
I am absolutely not okay with this.
Still, so long as people are being given a trial according to law, however imperfectly, justice is being served. If the frickin' trial is an unlawful trial, then it doesn't count as justice. Jesus. Whatever strangeness is happening here in Salem, these are still humans, still flesh and blood. They have faith in their traditions and love for their families. Even if their joy and suffering should disappear, tomorrow like so much do. I still want to support them. To do otherwise would be going against everything we serve and stand for.
Before midnight, town graveyard, Salem Day 3.
Spooky spooks, they be ghouls. Spooky spooks.
Same time, Carter House. Fog's rolling in from the sea tonight.
Huh? This, not only fog. An evil aura growing. What is this?
Another evil aura? You don't mean...
Sanson, Netza. Senpai is asking for you. It's another attack.
More ghouls? Come the hell on. Can we not have more Can we not have a freaking break? Not for 1 minute? When did this village become an all-hours ghoul hangout?
I guess they must have liked the shows we've been putting on every day. Can you please talk about this later? This is serious. Ghouls are appearing all around the village, and they seem even more aggressive than last night.
Way to stay on top of things, Masha.
It's all thanks to Circe's expanded surveillance network. I may no longer be able to fight alongside you, but I can still help you out from behind the scenes, Senpai.
Hang on. The hell's going on here, anyway? Shouldn't these ghouls be coming from the hill?
No, tonight they appear to be coming from the town graveyard. Oh, awesome. That leaves us far more graves to contend with. Oh, and there are private ones, too.
We'll have to split up and handle them individually.
Understood. I'll tell all the villagers to stay inside and keep their doors locked. It's a good thing there's a thick fog tonight. Everyone, please try to stay out of sight as much as possible. That will be difficult.
This ain't your everyday kind of miasma. No wonder we've got living dead on our hands now. What's going on here? Wasn't that Absalom alchemist supposed to be behind all this?
It certainly seemed like he was involved. But it'll be difficult to ask him now that he's dead. No, wait. They can talk, can't they? Oh, this is just great. I hate everything about this. I think there's this... Matahari
一気火
reminds
星
me
に
of...
滅ぼしてくれよ。やるぞ、マスター。
Yeah, there's this hentai called Midnight Panther. That's about these, like, female assassins who sleep with dudes and then kill them because that's their job. You know, they use seduction to get in there and stuff. And that's kind of what Matahari is, so that's pretty exciting. I think that's exactly what Matahari is, actually. For all I know, it could have been based around her. But it's really well animated. If you guys like hentai, I recommend you check it out. Hi, Kenshi. Beautiful little kitty boy. Rolling around on the floor.
どうかな
What chapter are we on? I don't remember. God, the ladies twitch. They're like creepier.
お望みのままそれ
Classic hentai is way better than the modern stuff. Like, they don't animate shit anymore. The art style's all watered down and boring. But back then, they had, like, really good visual style. And amazing movement. They treated it with the same tier and budget as a lot of, like, high-end productions and OVAs. You mean the grandma kind of lady? And then there's the chick who fights like a dragon or something.
いいとも
Dojinshi's pretty good.
罠
どうか
Movement? Yeah, it's an animation. They did a lot of cool reference artwork and stuff like that too.
どうか
だだ
I guess I call any old lady grandma. That's not quite accurate, is it? But
どうかな
I don't know. There's one particular company that makes, or studio that makes hentai now that makes it pretty much all, like, they take all these other cool visual novels and manga, and when they adapt it, they just water down the entire art style and make it like the same generic line. Kind of like what they did with Goblin Slayer. Not that it's the same studio, but still, I just hate that. When you're making an animation, you need to maintain the artistic integrity of the original
戦う
design.
前に勝つくらいで負ける
Except there are certain anime that can be really, really good. It'd be nice to talk more about hentai on my channel. There was a rumor going around that even if your channel gets demonetized, or if a certain video does, rather, that YouTube has been working with other, what do you call it? With other advertisers who wouldn't mind being part of those productions. Or sorry, yeah, being associated with those types of videos. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's always what I'm dreaming about. Like, I don't mind that you want to keep this away from kiddos or whatever, but give me a platform and allow me to monetize. What's a good classic hentai? My favorite has got to be Wordsworth. There you go. Wordsworth is amazing. I think it's done by the same studio as Midnight Panther, but the artwork is fantastic. But yes, the idea of me still earning just as much revenue on a video that's not safe for all advertisers, but still have plenty of advertisers who do want to advertise on my shit. That is cool. I love that idea. And I think that's going to help everyone in the long run.
Circe, another one's headed your way.
Reanimating all the ghouls.
Nice hustle out there, Mashu. Think you can help, you can keep baiting them over here? Vantage points like this are great for using my spells without worrying about hurting anyone else. Okay, I'm ready for the next round. Come and get it, ghoulies. I've got a great big banquet all lined up for you to enjoy. Come forth, my beast of envy. Come forth from the dim depths of your watery home. Bare your many fangs and feast upon the 6 calamities.
Bible Black's alright. It's kind of weird looking sometimes, although it's fun. Alright, let's see what Circe can do. Significantly increase your NP gauge, so cool, we'll do that. Whoa! Yeah! I wanted to test out what her NP looked like.
And now we can.
Now I see what you guys are all talking about with the pigs. Got plenty of 5 stars I don't care about. Okay, and what can you do? You can inflict poison and decrease defense. That's good. That's very good. Dude, I think I like her. Let's see what she can pull off with her NP. What does her NP do anyway? Let's read it. Deal significant damage to a single enemy. Inflict Pigify. Special stun. Wow. That sounds like it's a pain in the ass to get hit by. Let's do it. Metabol Piglets. But it didn't kill him. That's so whatever it is doesn't hurt people very well, so I guess it's that stun that you're really counting on more so than the damage. She looked skinny? I don't know, I like skinny, so I guess to each their own.
つまらん。無駄だ。無駄だ。最上に近い勝利。戦う前に勝つくらいで負ける。
Let's collect my fragments. Okay, we're on section 3. We're about to finish section 3. Hells yeah. Hells yeah. Let's bring along the Merlin.
Because we don't know who we're killing. Duh, we're gonna beat up some ghouls, or ghosts, or whatever they throw. How do you say that? Is it kite or kite? Like, is it supposed to be the word kite, or is it just the Japanese? I don't know. That one looks... What? Hentai. There's a hentai called Kite, I think it is, but... I'd have to look at the katakana. Because there's always a katakana. No, not right now. Not outside of English. We could look it up later.
Is it spelled like kite?
It is. But that's how you spell kite.
Yeah.
So...
I don't know. Okay, fine. Show me the katakana.
Stand back, master. Resound, universe ring. Let no evil stand. Wait, Netza. Is that Absalom? What? So even Old Man Whateley, the one who was buried at the hill, turned into a ghoul. That makes no sense. Wasn't he the one controlling the ghouls? Clearly not. What is that, Kaito? I think that's Kaito, right? Overly sarcastic productions is pretty damn good. I mean, Fate always has its own weird twist on any particular legend, but it's fun to watch the more vanilla version, I guess.
And then that is Kaito.
Yeah, so it's Kite.
It's a kite.
Master, Netza. Be careful not to finish him off. We need to ask him what is really happening here. Very well, understood. Half the tax in FGO just the World of Light meme. I don't really... Oh, World of Light, like the Smash Bros thing? Like laser beams and shit like that?
命のやり取りとか面倒なことになってる。
では
お供
いいとも。
任せて。
Imagine an FGO hentai. Well,
それ。
imagine one that was animated by the same people who are animating the current shows that we're watching. Jesus, that would be amazing. Because we already know what frickin' Ushi Wakamatsu looks like in full glory.
それ。
なんの
The shoulder pads? Are you talking about Sanson's shoulder pads? I don't fucking know why they're there.
任せて。なんの
なんだ仰せのとおり
お望みのままに。
罠だ
どうか
マ
いいとも。
つまらん
I mean, obviously Sanson was the executioner. He chopped many people's heads off and such, including Marie Antoinette. There we go. God, that ghoul's creepy. We must slay this evil now.
夢のように片付けよう。
では
強敵にひらめいた。強敵にひらめいた。
この辺りいじった方がいいんじゃないか。
五輪の神髄。お、任せて。
Well, the anime is way better than the actual FGO game of it, I think, for Babylonia. It's so much fun. They managed to make ridiculous shit like Taiga jumping around in a fucking Kigurumi look still somewhat formidable and serious. Which is hard to do when your character is almost like a good 60% joke. I also can't wait to see Camelot. Saber, if Emiya got in Smash and Saber didn't, I'd be like, dude, fuck off. But if Saber were in Smash, oh my god, I would become the Smash champion. I would just like, oh yeah. Our great outer Ia? Ia? What does that mean? Leave this place, old man. Your work in this is finished. Mr. Carter, what are you? Carter, get back, it's not safe. There was no place for alchemists removed from his world's laws, not even hell itself. Now return to the void from whence you came. Mr. Cart... Lavinia... I love the fight scenes. The fight scenes are fucking fantastic. He was speaking Cthulhu. Yeah, unfortunately, Wait, I thought Cthulhu was a creature, but does Cthulhu also speak its own language? I know these, like, eldritch horrors and whatever you call them, the big things, they're, like, godly, nightmarish creatures from, like, some degree of beyond our comprehension is the fun part. The old gods, yeah. More or less, it's spoken. It's supposed to be spoken as if you ripped your tongue out and gargled glass. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm not about to do that to get the pronunciation, but... Jesus Lord, I thought they... yikes. So much. So much. So much. Are there any good Lovecraftian movies that feature such crazy creatures? Before dawn, a Carter house. Oh, good morning, Senpai. I thought Netza was keeping watch. I could ask the same of you, Senpai. It's not even daybreak yet. Netza is staying out of sight and keeping watch from the roof. This is the only place they can use their spirit forms, after all. It looks like today will be the best weather we've seen in a while, even if the wind is still very strong. How come you weren't in your room? I was resting in Abby's room. Netza and I both talked to her a bit last night. She was curled up in her bed, crying. No kidding, man. She's been trying to put on a brave face, but she's suffering quite a lot. She feels terrible about what happened to Tituba.
and to Lavinia's family. And then there's
Mr. Carter, right?
the rat bastard. Yes, exactly. She said her uncle may be strict, but he was never the kind of person who could do something so cruel. I guess I haven't been of much help to you after all, Senpai.
Of course you have, Mashu. Don't be silly.
Thank you, Senpai. Okay, I'm going to go get ready. Mashu, time for breakfast. Robin will keep watch now. Thanks, Netza. It's still a little early for breakfast, but I think I can make you something quick and... Oh, wait.
What is this?
I just remembered that I checked the pantry earlier and we're almost out of food. Of course, we need to make sure Mr. Carter and Abby have enough to eat, but we also need to think about ourselves. Porridge, again.
Morning, Carter House, Salem Day 4.
So that's what happened last night. Thanks for investigating so quickly, Matahari. Of course, unfortunately, there did end up being some casualties. Some villagers put up a valiant fight and managed to defend themselves. But by the end of the night, 4 were dead. And to make things worse, they can't even be buried yet, since this happened at the town graveyard.
Then, where are the bodies being kept now?
At the Reverend's house. It happened to be there while they were discussing it. I happened to be there while they were discussing it. So I suggested that, and the Reverend asked me for help. They're now safely in his basement, which is locked and as secure as we can make it. Some of the bereaved were very upset about that idea, though, so it took a bit of work to convince them.
I can understand where they're coming from.
So we were not strong enough, even though they enjoyed our play. It's sad, but it's also infuriating, isn't it? These are just regular people trying to live their lives in peace. It's kind of ironic that the preparations they made to fight in wars or against the Native Americans end up being useful to them now. Oh, there you are, Sarah. I'm afraid I've got some seriously bad news. Where's Mashu? I don't see her anywhere.
She said she'd be right back.
She said we were all out of food, so she went shopping with Abigail.
Damn this incarnation, forcing us to eat to keep our strength.
Yeah, it's adversely affecting our magical energy turnaround rate, too. To make matters worse, even the general store was running low on stock, so it can't be easy for Mashu to buy what we need. Worst case scenario, we may have to deal directly with the farmers.
I've got to talk to Mr. Carter.
You mean he's not here? Come to think of it, I don't see Robin anywhere either. I see. Oh, this is bad. So bad.
What's so bad?
We can communicate with Chaldea again.
What?
Why didn't you say so sooner? I thought Master was the only one who could set it up, let alone turn it on. Hey, don't look at me. I'm as shocked as any of you.
Oh yeah, she's mad. Real mad. Super mad, even.
I believe enraged is the right word. Oh gee, I wonder why. You can see why I was hoping Mashu could calm her down a bit. Good idea. Still, you did this to you. Exactly, you made your bed, now you can lie in it. Anyway, if the real Medea is responding to us even from Chaldea, they must have an idea of what's going on here.
I have no idea what she's yelling about.
You know, I wonder why our communication suddenly came back online like this. Oh, that? Unfortunately, it had nothing to do with the work Mashu and I have been doing to try and get it tuned up. And it doesn't look like Chaldea did anything to override the interface either. It's weird. As far as I can tell, it looks like something either changed here, or here with Chaldea at the same time and activated the magical summoning circle. So then, it's not like the Demon God Pillar or something else is hacking us? Hacking? You really think anything could hack my workshop? Medea seems to be losing patience. It's a shame that we're not all here fighting right now, but we can't wait any longer. Can we communicate with them, Master?
Got my pen and paper here, I'm good to go.
Got it. Thanks for the bare bones update. I'm glad you're all okay. We have a good idea of what's going on there now. Between Tituba's fate and Hopkins' arrival, things are clearly going very differently from real history. We don't have much time to trade info since our connection is unstable, so let's do that while we can. First of all, is that Circe? In the flesh. I see. Then I guess we avoided the worst case scenario. I'm glad to hear that we all got a little good news in all this. At least we now know that one of the major threats we're facing is... so we can take measures against it. Do tell. Wise and insightful Circe, allow me to thank you on behalf of all Chaldea. Why thank you, I'm glad to see Chaldea's acting commander is so polite and understanding.
Did you figure out why Circe was summoned?
After investigating things on our end, it's clear that the near-future observation lens Sheba had a hand in Circe's accidental summoning. What's more, it's been acting strangely again since right before our comm were re-established. Well, bluntly, it's gone berserk. We're doing everything we can to keep the system running, but it could shut down at any time. Worst case, it could even damage the system or cause problems during your ray shift back. So, we still have a lot of questions, but I think we'd better end the call after this next bit of info. Are you doing alright, Sarah? A-okay, a lot of this is business as usual. Yeah, possibly. This is the most critical thing I have to tell you. I'm going to have to broad strokes it for you. I wish I could have told Masha directly, but oh well. These analysis results pertain to the forced incarnation you told us about earlier. When you infiltrated Salem, your memories were falsified. To be more exact, your entire cognitive process was jumbled up. We believe you are now unable to connect your knowledge, i.e. your memories of the past events, to information you are currently receiving.
Chaldea? What's that?
Were you always this easily confused, Master? Come on, stop that. Nuts is clearly not getting your joke. At any rate, I'm impressed this Da Vinci lady managed to figure out all that, with what little she had to work with. That does back up what Circe warned us about. This is terrible. We'll never figure out the truth as we are. This is a devastating blow to our mission. We're practically dancing in the Demon God Pillar's palm right now. Is there nothing we can do? Good point. Is there any way to counteract it? This condition induces visual and auditory hallucinations. It's like magecraft and more like... It's less like magecraft and more like, well, going mad. I had Matahari memorize our historical file on Salem before you went there. And Masha already knew it. This file included a list of all known residents in late 17th century Salem, identified prior to this incident. Comparing that list against the people we should now, there now, should have told you who didn't belong there. But it sounds like you haven't been able to determine that. Which means that even Masha, who's no longer a demi-servant thanks to her Galahad spirit origin being dormant, was unable to escape this effect. That bodes equally poor for you, Sarah. You're in a seriously precarious state. That said, not even a Demon God Pillar can alter someone completely without a contract. Understood, this will not stand. One thing I can say is that there's probably some truth that can only be seen from within the madness. Something that's making it hard for us to observe Salem from the outside. No, we cannot abandon our sanity. So why is Circe the least affected? We still don't know, unfortunately. There's no way the runaway Demon God Pillar wouldn't predict that Chaldea would try to stop it. And there's no reason Circe would be any exception, according to Medea here. I actually have a different opinion myself, but at this point, I'm just speculating. At any rate, as long as you have a temporary contract with her in place. Sorry, the engineers are having a fit. Looks like our equipment is at its limit. I'm afraid we have to go. Next time I'll be ready to exchange information in a considerably more efficient manner. I pray to all your respective gods that you complete the mission and come back safely, alright? At Circe, do you intend to return to Chaldea? Medea. Oh, hell no. She must still be living in Dreamland if she thinks I'm going back there. She was a lot smarter back when she was still a virgin. She said, absolutely, Medea. Hey, what? I'm glad we were able to tell them we're okay, but this doesn't do much to help us. I feel much better now. True, that is very important. By the way, has anyone seen Masha? Good question. She has been out shopping for quite a long time. She should have been back by now. I do not sense evil aura. But I am hungry. Can no longer move. Oh, are you stepping out then, Master? If you're going to go meet Masha, I'll come with you. I can't wait to tell her about this call. Thanks, Margaretha. You just, like, cram a bunch of things together. What? No trouble at all, Sarah. I'll go too. I see now just how strange this village really is. I doubt the ghouls that show up at night are the only danger that should concern us. It is a nice day for once. I'm tired of staying inside. I think it'll be a chance to go out and... You stay here, Circe. Huh? You know who you're talking to, the Queen Witch here, right? Hunger, famished, need meat. Are those wings? Do they taste like chicken? What? Hey, quit looking at me like that. Hey! There seems to be something going on at the general store. I see Abigail there, but where's Masha? Oh great, it's that old woman again. Maybe I shouldn't have come along after all. She and I really don't get along. The bereaved you had trouble convincing? Yes, as a matter of fact. Don't you understand, everyone? Have your eyes grown so clouded that you can't see what's right in front of you? We've been so enamored with these absurd plays that we have neglected our prayers. And now look at the tragedy that has befallen us. Yeah, you said it. Maybe this is God's punishment for our sins. This is our village. Why have we given these outsiders, these heathens, free rein here? Now, everyone, calm yourselves. That goes for you too, Rebecca. Settle down before you hurt yourself. I'm truly sorry that you lost your sister Mary to those monsters. I know a lot's happened with those performers too, but both the Reverend and the acclaimed judge from Boston have given them their blessing. And you've never been to one of their plays yourself, so you don't know what a good job they're doing. Yeah. Tell me, Giles. Maybe he actually is Giles, in this case. Unless they're from France. And for everyone else, for that matter. Have you already forgotten what we've been through? Are we no longer telling our children? Whether it was during the long, harsh winters of the blood red night when those scavengers attacked? We've always banded together against the difficulties that threatened us. If we turn away from God again, this time he will surely turn his back on us in turn. Yes, you're absolutely right. You're saying we should just do what You're saying we should do just what we've always done? No? I'd feel better if we could do that too, but things are worse here now than they've ever been. The children are running off into the forest and dancing as if they've gone mad, refusing to listen to a word we say. Horrid monsters are forcing their way into homes and eating everything in sight.
How is shutting ourselves inside and praying going to help such dreadful things happening all around?
My hearing may not be what it once was, but I say to you, God will always hear our prayers.
I might not do the Christmas event, especially now that Salem came so soon, in my opinion. I was expecting Christmas to come before that. By the 7th sunset since this all began, Salem will be unified in peace. 7th sunset? I'll settle for our bodies still being in one piece by the 7th sunrise. I didn't even get to say goodbye to my family, reverend or not. He's too young to be of any use. We need to drive these outsiders away and make Salem what it once was.
You're wrong. You're all mistaken. You're all claiming that God wants the same thing you do. But you don't really know what he wants.
What's wrong, Abby?
Oh, Sanson. Ringmaster Sarah. I'm looking for Lavinia. Not that I expected to find her here. It looks like nobody's seen her since we went our separate ways last night.
Didn't you come here to go shopping with Masha?
Yes, and we did. We ended up buying quite a lot, so I asked the shop owner if he would mind carrying it to our house for us. I'm just here waiting for him.
Where's Masha?
Masha, she's with Uncle. I thought you already knew that.
Mr. Carter then? Do you know where they went, Abigail?
They went off toward the village outskirts.
Oh? It was you who enticed the Reverend into going along with this, wasn't it? What are you searching for now? Trying to find another man to sink your claws into?
You again. Do you think you could let go of my arm, please? And as for the Reverend, as I recall, you were far more enthusiastic than he was when you barged in on me backstage.
What?
I'm sorry, but I can't accept your request. Believe it or not, I love all the men of Salem equally.
Shut up! You're the one who...
Uh-oh, I'd better do something.
Shh. Try not to make any noise, Master. Can you come with me for a minute? It's urgent. Whoa. I'm sorry, I screwed up big time. Really big. I lost sight of Mashu.
Alright, but Matahari's...
Yikes. Yeah, looks like things are getting kinda heated, huh? It's okay. Go on ahead, Master. I'll handle things here. Okay, thanks, Sanson. Something had been nagging at me all morning. So I secretly went after Mashu and Abby to keep an eye on him. They'd finished their shopping and were just passing the town hall when Carter showed up. Said he was going to go to Boston to fetch a judge, or reinforcements if that didn't work out. Said this was the perfect chance to do it, since the weather was nice. And then Mashu said she'd like to go with him part of the way. I think she was hoping to find the way out of the village. But there is no way out of Salem. Exactly, no way in, no way out. The only person who showed up here besides us is Hopkins, and he came from the wharf. Right. Right now, it's impossible to leave this village. We triple-checked the first day we were here. But Carter didn't seem concerned about that at all. No surprise Masha was curious. I got curious too, so I figured I'd keep an eye on them and not interfere. That was my screw-up. Next, Carter rented a horse at the stables and headed for the village outskirts. And that's where I lost sight of them.
Masha!
Mashu and Carter both vanished. Of course, I searched everywhere I could, but... You couldn't find them? I'm sorry, this is my fault. I treated Mashu like she was a demi-servant without thinking about it. But even if she can protect herself, she's still just a regular human. If only I'd been more careful. The forest just gets thicker the more you keep going, so this is as far as we can go. It's basically a bounded field. Try and get through and you just end up lost. And after you wander a bit, you're right back in the village. Actually, now that you mention it... What, you got in touch with Chaldea? Well, that's great. Awesome, even. Still, that would have been right around the time I lost sight of them,
So if they did manage to escape, you'd think the Chaldea agents watching the bounded field's perimeter would have reported something had changed. So why didn't they? Oh right, I almost forgot the other thing. Over here, Master. I've never seen so many crows in one place. Shoo, get out of here. It's in this hollow, Master. This is what I wanted to show you. It ain't pretty, but you fought enemy battles by now that I figure you've seen worse. Just be ready. Are these corpses? Parts of them, anyway. These people have been dead for a long time. You can tell how much they've worn away. Looks to me like there were two of them, a man and a woman. Who? They don't look like villagers. These bodies are at least a few years old, but this hole was dug up recently. Based on the teeth marks and the mess of the surrounding area, I'm guessing the Ghouls did that. What is it, Master? One of them has a pendant of a cross? The power of Christ compels you! Token of the deceased, huh? Looks expensive, but it's also rusted charcoal black. If this were a real grave, I'd opt to just leave him alone. But this is too shallow to be a proper grave. Hell, we don't even know who these people were. No tombstone. We may as well hold on to that for a while. We can always put it back later if we figure something out. Good point. Can you tell me how they died? How they died? Not much of a detective. Not like this armchair guy or the necromancer, but I'll give it a shot. They're in pretty bad shape, even for having been there as long as they have. And for the ghouls and crows picking away at them. But look, I can make out a gunshot wound on the woman's body, so we can go ahead and rule out not natural causes. Either someone killed her, or she took her own life. And the man's neck was broken a long time before the crows and ghouls got to him, which means one hanged, one shot. Looks like it. Then there's this weird rock formation. Looks like they used to be arranged in a perfect hexagon. Taking a wild guess here, but I think they might have been an altar. What the hell? It looks like it was broken apart on purpose, but why? Wait, hang on. Was there someone else here too? If so, maybe these two were actually sacrifices. Good point. Seems sensible. Explain how and why they died. Given their location, I bet this has something to do with the bounded field around the village. Because like I said, they sure didn't die on natural causes. Master, I'm gonna keep looking for Masha. I'll take you back to town first, so you can fill everyone else in on what's... I think it'd be better if we don't split up now. Good point. Wasn't thinking. Forgot I'm not my usual self here. I'm not careful. Sorry, if I'm not careful, I could wind up dead. Okay, Master, I'll stop getting off my own. I'll stop getting off on my own now. Going off. Stop getting off on your own? Next time I get off, I'll invite you to watch. No, sorry, I'll stop going off on my own from now on. Sorry again about this. Mashu and Carter? Gone? Ran off together into the woods, huh? I didn't think Mashu went in for those scholarly types. Understood. Shall search for them at once. Hold it, Netza. Hey, I said wait! Slow down, you'll set the floor on fire with those skate rocket booster things. Let's go! Stupid Taoist puppet. Can you try to get a grip too, Sarah? Your anxiety is getting Netza all worked up. Sorry. Anyway, while I do wonder where Mashu could be, if not whether she's safe, we have other matters to discuss right now. Good job making it back, Sarah. I've got something to tell you. Netza found out we've got lookouts watching the house now. Lookouts who weren't there until yesterday. No, not familiars. Humans. And not just Hopkins' men. Regular Salem people, too. This whole thing with Masha has got to be a trap. They're trying to throw us off so we'll look for her without watching our backs, and then we'll fall into any number of traps they may have set. I knew Salem was a trap from the beginning. You sure about that?
So what did you want to talk about?
Right, it's about the human trash fire we all love to hate. I imagine you've sensed this by now too, Sarah. Hopkins' words are powerful and poisonous. You know how throwing a pebble into a still pond can make a surprisingly big ripple? Well, that's the kind of power at work here in Salem as we speak. Could Hopkins actually be a mage? Don't be absurd. That'd be way too obvious. Still, when all's said and done, I'm afraid I don't have any answers yet either. Sorry. It sucks, I know. Those of us who have really mastered magecraft can usually get a good idea of what's behind spells or fortune-telling we've never seen before. Exactly. The way of the Buddha extends to, of all things. All things. No different here. And yet, here we are. It may look like a ritual we're totally familiar with, but it just feels off. It's fragile and sharp and dangerous, like a sulfur crystal. It changes shape for each person, as if to ensnare them. It's like touching someone's mind. Did you get that, Netza? Attain enlightenment, reach the root, master reason. If there is another fundamentally different path, one must lose the lotus of one's mind, and attain darkness manifest. Guess this is it for our temporary contract, huh? Master, we have a serious problem. Miss Ringmaster, Matahari's. Huh? Town Hall Provisional Court. With God as our witness, this court is now in session. Defendant Matahari. Ah, shit. Matahari, actress and performer. That is obviously just a stage name. What is your real name? The one your parents gave you. Oh, it is actually her full name. Didn't know that. Let me try and not butcher this. Margaretha. Gertrudia. Right. Gertruida. Sorry. Gertruida. Zell. Jeez. Margaretha Gertruida. Margaretha Gertruida Zell. I'm sure I butchered it. It's very common. I'd hate for any women with the same name here to feel like they were being attacked too, so please just call me Matahari. The plaintiff in this case, against Matahari, is Bill Osborne. That's me. Osborne? You claim that Matahari is a witch, is that correct? That's right, she's a witch. A succubus sent by the devil himself. In today's court, we will examine the evidence and uncover the truth of these allegations. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes, I most certainly do. To begin with, that woman. Miss Ringmaster, please cheer up. I just can't help but worry about Masha. She must have decided to go into Boston with Uncle. Don't worry, I'm sure she'll come back safely. Besides, there's no way Matahari could be a bad person. Mr. Osborne always makes a big deal out of everything. Everyone here knows that. I'm sure the judge will just scold him for making all of this up. You look pale. You're scared, aren't you? It's okay, you're not alone. Here, hold my hand. You're so strong, Abby. No, I'm not. I'm just doing my best to put on a brave face. With Uncle gone, I need to help however I can. Matahari's one of your dear friends, right? I can tell you both respect each other. I'm a little jealous, actually. But that's why you have to believe in each other and stick together when times are tough. Miss Sarah, remember, you're the leader of this troop. You're like a young King David. When Goliath ridiculed David and cursed him in the evil demon Dagon's name, David slew Goliath magnificently, and he was just a humble shepherd. He didn't even have a sword or spear. And all because his friend, and David himself, believe that God would strike the behemoth down.
That is probably what he would have done, right?
That's right, because he was a hero. I talked about this with Sanson as well. He said he's a King David fan too. You're looking a lot less pale now. Are you feeling better? Oh, you dropped something.
Wait, what is this? This pendant, I found it in the forest.
This was Father's.
Ah, goddammit. We found the dead parents!
Why do you have it, Miss Ringmaster? You found it at the edge of the forest?
Does this mean that was the Williams' grave?
Here, Abby, this is yours. No. No, I don't want it. I can't accept it. It must have come from outside Salem.
Abby?
Please, just hold on to it.
He's got a problem with things outside Salem.
Matahari is a dignified woman. She would never do something to warrant such vicious slander.
Sanson, you are not presently giving testimony. Sarah, as Matahari's employer and the leader of your company, I call you to the stand to serve as witness. Rise. I'll put an end to this farce. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I guess. Well, she's in a stage of Puritans. Of course the Puritans would want to kill her. This is like Twitter. Matahari's under attack by the Twitter. And it's up to us to save her. Anyway, that's a good little point to end off on, because I need to record some more stuff for my next Fate video, which is a Fate kill count. We're counting up all the people who die, casualties of the Greater Grail War and Apocrypha, sorry, the Great Grail War and Apocrypha, Fate Zero, the Fourth Grail War, and all three versions of the Fifth Grail War. But yes, so, thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe to OtakuDaiKun for more anime lists, reviews, discussions, lore videos, let's plays, and the Holy Waifu Wars. We've got the lore of Rama and Sita coming on Friday, so absolutely look forward to that. I will probably be doing another stream on Friday. It'll be shorter, but I will do it. It might be like a, I don't know, like a 2.5 hour stream. But yes, this is a long singularity, and we're gonna take it in stride. Until next time, celebrate your fandom.